All right, everybody, welcome. I will go ahead and do our introduction again, welcoming you all to our second annual virtual showcase. We are super excited and super thankful to have you here. I am Whitney Aguilar. I do sales and marketing for academic entertainment, and I'm going to be your host tonight. Each of our presenters will have 6 minutes to tell you about their in-person and/or virtual shows. We are running things a little differently this year because we're doing a meeting instead of a webinar. And of course, the phone's ringing while I am talking, so I apologize for that. So go ahead and keep your microphone muted and we'll answer all the questions at the end. You can also always email us and give us a call after the program tonight. I also hope that you all here attending can join us tomorrow night for another lineup of fantastic and talented acts. Your registration link will work for both meetings. Same time, same place tomorrow. Before I begin, again, I do want to say thank you all for taking your time to attend this evening. We appreciate your consideration, and a very huge thank you to our fantastic lineup of presenters. At Academic Entertainment, our mission for more than 25 years has been to promote education through quality entertainment. We want your reaction to every single program you schedule with us to be outstanding. And in the entire time that we have worked with K-12 schools across the country, our mission has not changed. We are still committed to bringing you the very best in educational entertainment, and we believe that learning should be fun, whether it's in person or online. Our presenters are fantastic people, and they offer amazing programs, and they'd love to perform for your school. That said, I am excited to introduce our first act, Virtual Music Technology with Brent Daniels. Brent is an entertainment industry veteran of 25 years. He's also an award-winning music producer, composer, and sound designer. And he uses the latest in technology to sculpt sound and create music for people you may have heard of, like Marvel, Disney, HBO, Netflix, and many others. He joins us from his production studio in the New York City metro area. So I will have Brent take it away.
Thank you, Whitney, for that introduction. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome to the second annual Academic Entertainment Showcase. It's an honor to kick this off with so many amazing artists that the amazing team at Academic Entertainment represents. I'm honored to be part of that crew. I'm excited to show a video to you right now that shows exactly what I can bring to your school. And by bring to your school, I mean bring your school into my studio. This is really cool. Check this out. I'm Brent Daniels, and I'm a music producer. I owe my career in the music industry to the incredible teachers I had growing up and the skills that they helped me to develop. So I'm a huge advocate for education. And I'm an advocate for students using the technology they have in their lives to create amazing things and to express themselves, just like I did. I created my virtual music technology program as a vehicle to show students how they can use the devices in their everyday lives to make music too. And because we're doing this over the internet, I can bring any school with any size audience from anywhere in the world into my studio here for a close-up look at the tools and techniques that they can use to make amazing things. But here's the cool thing. This is not an ordinary streaming concert or Zoom meeting. This is a truly interactive entertainment and distance learning experience. Students contribute to the show in real time. I'm sampling their vocals into my system and spitting it back out right to their AirPods or whatever they're wearing. We're doing on-the-fly sound design with remote, real-time contributions from the audience. And I'm building a track from the ground up throughout the program before their very ears and eyes with the input from their mics. And every student has the best seat in the house for this process.
How do I get my voice in here?
I am the eye in the sky.
I will show you right now, and for this I actually need some help, so I need a volunteer to help me out. We're gonna start making some sounds with this digital sampler. Let me look at my audience here. Who wants to give me a little vocal riff? Who would love to sing? We've got lots of singers. Oh, this is great. A lot of people are into the idea of singing. Someone's raising the roof. Gabby, want to try it?
Like that? Okay.
Yeah, try it. 1, 2, go.
Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah.
That's awesome. We got you on the ski.
Whoa, yeah.
Okay, cool. Everybody give Gabby a big hand for giving a vocal. That's great. We're totally going to use that. I love it. It's going to loop. It's going to keep repeating. 1, 2, 3, 4. Loop back to the 1. Right? 2, go. 3, and 4. Nice. We have our singer.
Whoa, yeah.
Now we can start adding other parts into this mix.
Meow. Meow.
The cat had a little thing in its throat at the end. Okay, I'm gonna edit to that part.
Meow. 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 Meow.
Hey, that's a solid note, dude. You guys, we got some stuff here we can work with. That cat's a genius. All right, we got a singer.
Whoa, yeah.
I love it.
Whoa, yeah.
I got a cat. Yeah, the cat in the reverb. Let's maybe put the cat in the upbeats like.
Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah.
That's super cool.
You know, if you want to hold the attention of a few hundred kids for an hour, especially the younger ones, you're gonna have to make it fun. But there's a very important message embedded in my program as well. Your education is important. I want the students to know that as amazing and as fun as these tools are, they're just tools. They're not gonna make you a smarter, more creative person. They're not gonna write a hit song. That comes from them. So the skills that they're developing in math, science, music, problem-solving skills, just learning how to learn, these are the critical things that will allow them to do what I'm showing them in my program. And they can develop those same skills with the help of their teachers in school. So yeah, we have a great time in the show, but it's really just an effective way to engage these students and get them excited about the power and potential of their education.
I'm really excited to be able to offer this program to schools all across the country now. This program is virtual only because we have the ability, using today's technology, to really bring these kids up close and personal with the technology that I'm using in this program, whether it's the stuff that I use here in the studio or tools they have in their lives like iPads and Chromebooks, stuff that their school often gives them. The virtual version of this program, it turns out, according to the 400 shows that I've done in the past year battle testing this setup with schools all across the country, is really the ideal way to experience this program because students get all the benefits of being here in the studio with me, something that's really hard to do in person, which I did for many years. And well, that's amazing. For this particular program, because of the nature of what I'm demonstrating and because the tools I'm showing, it actually is the best way to experience it. And that does allow me, of course, then to be able to bring this program to schools here in the New York Metro or to Los Angeles, where I used to live, or to anywhere in between. So if you are one of those schools anywhere, this is a great option for you. I also offer workshops, music for movie trailers workshops, where we dig into how I make the music for trailers like Black Widow and Black Panther. Anything you would like to ask me, you can ask me at the end of this showcase. I'll stick around. And of course, if you have any questions you'd like to ask Brad or Whitney, they're an amazing, amazing group of people that can help you with anything you need. And I turn it back over to Whitney and all the rest of the amazing artists you're going to see tonight. Thanks for joining, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you so much, Brent. I really appreciate it. And so does everybody here. Next up is Doug Shear. Doug is widely recognized as a national and international leader in youth entertainment. We will visit with Doug throughout the evening as he has a number of outstanding virtual and in-person shows ranging in topic and content. But first, Doug will talk about his science shows, Supermarket Science, Wacky Science, and his newest hands-on virtual science show, Side by Side Science for grades K to 8. So take it away, Doug.
Hey, thank you, Whitney. Let's dive right into this, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Doug Shear. I'm the Wacky Scientist, and I'll tell you in a nutshell what the show is all about. We're trying to encourage kids to do science on their own. We want them to go to the library and check out science books because guess what? Everything I do in the virtual show is really safe and really simple. This is not the kind of show where we say, do not try this at home. This is the kind of show we want kids to try this at home. And there's 2 versions available where I do the experiments for them, and they get to wander off and check out library books and explore science on their own, or they gather materials ahead of time and we do the show side by side. So we can do it as a presentation, kind of a TED style type of show, which I'm going to do for you right now, or we can do it side-by-side science, where I coach the kids through science experiments, either in the classroom or at home, successful both ways. But let me show you a sample of what we do in the show. Sometimes science looks like magic. Kids love magic. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some science right now that looks like magic. I'm going to make this cup disappear. Now, when I make it disappear like a magician, there's something you're going to say. You're going to say, huh? Because that's what magic does. It makes you go, huh? And then I'm going to do it a second time, but I'm going to do it like a scientist, and I'm going to make this cup disappear, but I'll do it. And at the end, you'll go, oh. Now, to do it like a magician, of course, I need to wear the official magical top hat so you don't forget. And to do it like a scientist, of course, I'll be wearing my safety glasses. But here we go. The idea is this. The idea is to make this cup disappear. I whip away the cloth. The cup will vanish. You will be fooled. To make it really difficult to figure out, do you see that container on my table? I'm going to place the cup in there. I'm going to cover it up. We're going to make the magic happen, and hopefully I fool a couple of people. Are you ready? Check this out. Here we go. The cup goes in the container. This is the magic wand. Actually, it's a magic marker, but if we say the magic words, abracadabra, have a banana, grandma's pajamas, Hannah Montana, guess what happens? The cup disappears. No. Take a look. Take a look. I'll prove it to you. Here we go. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. The cup has disappeared and nobody knows where it is. It's not in the container. It's disappeared. You're not buying this. All right. Take a close look. Take a look. What? The cup really did just disappear. Now, I know some of you are really confused. In fact, thanks to technology, I took a quick snapshot of one of you just now looking confused. Let me show you what it looked like. It looked exactly like this. I'm not too sure which one of you that was, but that kid looks confused. Now, let me explain why I was able to make that cup disappear. The truth is, a magician cheats. A magician takes away one of your 5 senses. Now, you know what your 5 senses are, right? You can look, and you can listen, you can smell, and you can taste, and you can feel. Did I get that right? Sometimes I get confused. These are your 5 senses. A magician doesn't let you use all 5 senses, and you don't even realize it. I really didn't let you look, did I? I covered up the cup with a cloth, so of course, I made it disappear in a very sneaky way. Now, a scientist would never, ever do that. A scientist would use all 5 of their senses, all 5 of them. In fact, a scientist would use technology to enhance their senses, like by using this camera right here, we'll be able to look a lot closer. I'll tell you what, we're going to do the same experiment again, but this time I'm going to let you look. Are you ready? Here we go. Check it out. Here's the container, here's the cup. The cup goes in the container, and now that you're looking, you can see something weird. That cup is wibbling, and that cup is wobbling. Let me turn around. Now you can see the secret. The cup is not really disappearing. It's dissolving, or it's being taken apart somehow. Take a look, everybody. This, is what is left over from two
SC
styrofoam
6:40 p.m. Urge PTA 7 p.m. MTNG tonight.
Check
Alarm
it out,
clock at
everybody.
6:20 p.m.
This styrofoam is what's left over from our styrofoam cup. Let me explain. A styrofoam cup is mostly air. Maybe you didn't know that. But if you were to divide a styrofoam cup into 100 pieces, 90 of those pieces will be nothing but air. Only 10 of those pieces would be nothing but this plastic, a very special kind of plastic. We take out the air. This is what happens to a styrofoam cup. Here's a really easy way to understand what just happened. If you have bricks on your house at home, take a look at those bricks. You'll see cement between every one of those bricks, right? That's called mortar. If you were to chip away that mortar, and don't do that, but if you were to chip away the mortar, what would happen to those bricks? They would fall onto your yard, right? Absolutely. And that's exactly what happened. We took the air out of the styrofoam, and all we're left with is a big old glob of goo. Now, in the Wacky Science Show, we encourage kids to ask questions. We do. We want them to ask questions, so we teach them how to ask questions by using technology. I'll play a quick little video like this. Explaining to kids the best kind of question starts with who, what, where, when, why, or how. So at the end of the show, the kids have a chance to ask me some questions, and they usually ask, hey, what was the liquid at the bottom of that container? Well, the answer is really simple. The answer is something that kids have at home. In fact, everything we use on the Wacky Science Show, everything from ping pong balls to straws to hair dryers, to ribbons and pieces of rope and eggs and bottles of water. Everything we use in the show is so simple, chances are the kids already have these things at home. So the answer to what was the liquid? Yeah, it's something they have at home. It's fingernail polish remover. Yeah, it's acetone. Simple acetone. Someone in the house probably uses fingernail polish remover. Poured into a container, a styrofoam cup dropped on top, and guess what happens? That styrofoam cup disappears. The Wacky Science Show is filled with experiments just like that one. I try and make them fun. I try and keep the kids engaged. We will pin kids to the screen. We'll talk to them, ask questions, answer questions, get their input, and have lots and lots of fun. 2 versions available. The side-by-side version is fantastic. We send you a PDF of simple materials the kids have to gather. We see them all on this screen, and I'll highlight those kids as they do the experiments with me, encouraging them, building their self-esteem, and showing them that they can do anything as long as they put their mind to it. All right. Hopefully, I can see you either virtually or if I'm on tour. This show's going back on the road as well this year, so maybe I can bring it to you. My name's Doug. Whitney, Brad, thank you so much. See you guys back in a minute.
Outstanding work. Thank you so much, Doug. Next up is George Maurer presenting his K-12 virtual show, Tales from a Bicycle Seat. George has an incredible music career, but he is also a gifted multimedia storyteller and an adventure cyclist. His program will take you and your students on a cultural exploration of his epic journeys the last several years across the US and through Iceland, Patagonia, Sri Lanka, Canada, and Vietnam, all from the viewpoint of a bicycle seat. Let's give him a virtual hand and welcome George Maurer.
Well, thank you so much, Whitney. Thanks for having me here. Thanks for all of you for being here as well. It's been a busy summer with the bicycles. I've spent 3 months on both this bicycle. Matter of fact, it's still dusty from the dust of riding from northern Illinois out to Montana. And then my other bike, which went across Iceland during the months of June and July, is still in the box. I haven't had a chance to take a look at it and get all the dirt off of it. But all kinds of adventures have been gathered this summer. I've increased the technology by, guess what, carrying a drone on my bicycle as well as to all the other types of technology that I use on my bikes to tell these stories. And the reason stories are so important to me is because first and foremost, most of my time, actually the last 45 years of my life, had been spent on a piano bench, more so than on a bicycle seat. I'm an artist, a performer, an entertainer, producer. thought I would give you just a minute of what I give to every classroom to see what it is that I get to do as an entertainer and why that energy and the creativity that I have as an entertainer translates so well to this show. And of course, we're going to do that right this way. I make my career as a jazz piano player, a composer, and a band leader. And I get to travel and perform all over the world like I do with my bicycles. I'm going to share a short video now of me performing with my band so you see how much fun I have being a full-time musician. And one thing that's so important to me with every one of these presentations is when we get back after a story, I want to encourage the students to see how their knowledge has grown. A particular story that I'll tell about these bicycle adventures, what kind of things have they learned? Because you have to go beyond what you know in order to grow. And we use two very special rock stars. The bicycle on my wall has a great name, Golden Bursty. This was the beginning of a journey that I just made about a month ago across the United States, a fundraiser. And the other rock star of the show is Golden Bursty, which is here in Iceland this past summer. A beautiful, beautiful country. What I go through is a lot of gear demo to let the students know what I need to carry on a bicycle, all the very important things that we need to have in order to go on into adventure and to prepare for adventure. So we walk through a little bit of that at the top of the show. And then we're going to take a journey here. We're actually going to take a trip to Iceland here. I just presented this video for the first time to a friend last night. My mom hasn't even seen this yet, but this is a sample of about 5 or 6 short 3-minute stories that we get to in each one of these programs. I'm going to debut some things that I learned on my trip through Iceland this summer. This next ride is going to be really cool because we're biking across a lava desert created thousands of years ago by a volcano. Now, not much can live in a lava desert, but there are still some clues here showing us that life can exist, even though it might be hard to find. If you look closely, you'll see some signs of life up ahead. Like, if this is a desert, then where did all this green grass come from? Nice. And what's with this river that's blocking our path? As you can see, I came prepared to cross this river. Ooh, another car has just arrived. Would you mind throwing these in your vehicle when you go through? And thanks. You can just toss them on the other side. Icelandic people are so friendly, and Icelandic water is so cold. Whew. Oh, nice and cold. Oh, yeah. Well, we're back on the bike again, and looking ahead, I think this river began in that snowy mountain ahead of us. Except that's no mountain. It's an old volcano. Well, let's fly our drone to see what the difference is between an extinct volcano and a brand new volcano. Are you detecting any signs of life here? And can you predict what happens when lava grows cold? These people might have to wait 1,000 years before signs of life reappear. We've now arrived at the snowy crater of a dormant volcano. Little Dragon is going to show us that all that fresh water was coming from melting snow. And while Little Dragon is up there, we've spotted a glacier. When glaciers melt, they create glacial rivers, which then flow down to the desert, which helps create new life. Wow, that is so beautiful. By the way, Little Dragon is not the only drone being used to search for life in a desert. On the planet Mars, there's a rover that's been searching for life in a Martian desert. And before that rover went to Mars, it was tested in Iceland, including Ingenuity, a quadcopter that's helping search for signs of life on Mars. After all this desert biking, can you now describe a few ways that Iceland and Mars might be similar?
And finally, can you imagine what it'd be like trying to set up a tent on Mars? Who knows? You might be the first ones to do it.
Thanks to Brent Daniels for that music. We're at the end of this time here, but we always end each show with asking the students, after many opportunities for questions, how far did you grow? And we're hoping that they have many opportunities to grow with this program. So thank you for having me with you here tonight. I look forward to presenting at your schools this year.
Outstanding work. Thank you so much, George. Our next act is Corey the Dribbler. Corey is a 4-time Guinness World Record holder and former Harlem Globetrotter. He's been featured on The Late Show, ESPN, Comcast, Fox, and a number of NBA halftime shows. He is widely known as the world's greatest dribbler. Corey is available in person and virtually for grades K to 12. Go ahead, Corey.
Thank you very much, Whitney and Brad, and thanks to everyone who showed up for this showcase tonight. I really appreciate it. Once again, my name is Corey the Dribbler, and I used to play for a world-famous team called the Harlem Globetrotters. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of the Harlem Globetrotters, but if you haven't, they're a group of basketball players that like to do a lot of different tricks with the basketball, which I like to show the kids, and I know they like to see these tricks as well. Now, after I show the kids these tricks, what I like to do is I like to teach the kids how to do some of these tricks. And after I teach the kids how to do some of these awesome Harlem Globetrotter tricks and I have their attention, I like to give them a great message. I like to talk about the 3 R's: respect, responsibility, and always being ready to listen and learn. And when it comes to respect, I know you guys all know, it's very important to treat your classmates with the same respect that you want yourself. When it comes to responsibility as a student, you got to do your schoolwork. You got to show up to school. When it comes to being ready to listen and learn, that's how you do well in school. So I give the kids this encouragement to do their best, and also how it applies to me and me learning my tricks, because in school, it's a process. When you're learning things and you're learning different subjects, it's a process, it's a progression. And it's the same thing with me when it comes to the Harlem Globetrotter tricks. It was a progression for me. I started out with 1 basketball doing tricks, and then I went to 2 basketballs, and I started doing tricks with 2 basketballs. And I teach the students that you're not going to learn this right away. It's going to be a process. You're going to go through many days where you're not going to be able to do some of these tricks, and you're going to keep losing the basketballs. That's what happened to me. I kept losing the basketballs over and over and over again. And then finally, because I didn't give up, I started learning how to do these tricks. And that gave me the confidence to say, hey, listen, I can go from 2 basketballs to 3 basketballs. I can go from 3 basketballs to 4 basketballs. And I give the kids this confidence that no matter what it is they want to achieve in their life, they can make it happen through hard work and practice. And once I do those tricks, the kids are like, hey, I want to learn how to do those tricks. And then I teach them, hey, just like I learned, it was through a progression, through a process. I didn't start out learning them right away, but with practice, I made it happen. I also like to teach the kids about never giving up. For me, I played Division III college basketball, lowest level college basketball, and no one gave me a chance to play professional basketball until one day I was working at a hotel and I came across a 500-page book on the Harlem Globetrotters. Now, by reading this 500-page book, it gave me the idea that, hey, listen, I could become a Harlem Globetrotter through practice, through patience, through perseverance. And every single day I went to the gym and I practiced, and eventually I got my chance with the Harlem Globetrotters. And then after I got a chance to play with the Harlem Globetrotters, I also got a chance to do some NBA halftime shows. I actually want to show you guys. I got a chance to do my first NBA halftime show with my hometown team, the Philadelphia 76ers, where I did a halftime show for about 20,000 people, sold out arena. And after I got a chance to do this, I started getting all these opportunities to do halftime shows all across the United States. So I show the children, I get a chance to travel to some pretty cool places like Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, where I did a halftime show for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Also got a chance to travel to Denver, Colorado, another pretty cool place where I got a chance to do a halftime show for the Denver Nuggets. Then I got a chance to travel to Dallas, Texas, where I did a halftime show for the Dallas Mavericks. And then finally, I got my big break when I got a chance to go to New York, and I got a chance to show millions and millions of people on the Late Show with David Letterman the same tricks that I'm showing all of you. And I got a nice story to tell you guys about this Late Show with David Letterman appearance, because the first time I tried to dribble 6 basketballs on this show, I lost all the basketballs. However, I didn't give up, and I asked David Letterman, can I get one more chance? And he said, Corey, you better do it this time or I'm going to check you for identification. So I made sure that second time I came out there, I was able to dribble those 6 basketballs. Another lesson of never, ever giving up on your hopes and dreams. And that's what I want to encourage all the students at your school to do. And I want them to have fun as we're learning things like respect, responsibility, resilience, practice, patience, perseverance, all those things. And hopefully you guys will book me for your school, either in person or virtual. And I thank you guys for coming to my presentation tonight. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I hope all of you guys have a great night. Thank you again, Whitney and Brad. Hopefully to see all of you soon. Thank you so much.
Outstanding work, Corey. Thank you so much. Now we are going back to another visit with Doug Shear. This time we'll be talking about Adventures in Reading, his elementary age language arts and reading program that is available both in person and online. Go ahead, Doug.
I gotta unmute myself. Let me see if you can hear me. Are we good now? Hey, I think we're good. I think we're good. You know what? I forgot my hat. Let me step aside. Let me grab my hat. I'll show you the first 2 routines I do in this show live for your kids. Get ready. Check this out.
And now, ladies and jelly beans, boys and squirrels, welcome to Adventures in Reading. Today, I turned some really cool books into some really amazing magic tricks. And now, to get started, I've got one big question. Who loves books? Go ahead and wave to me. I can see you. Just wave to me. That's lots of kids. Awesome. I love books too. And you know what? I also love balloons. And here's the reason why. Balloons remind me of books. Books remind me of balloons. You see, balloons have pieces and balloons have parts. And stories have pieces and stories have parts. You look confused. I'll tell you what. I'll show you what I mean. You see, every story has a part that's called a beginning. And every story has a part that's called a middle. And every story has a part that's called an ending. But wait, there's more. You see, every story has a setting. That's where and when the story takes place. Every story has characters. They could be people, they could be space aliens, they could be monsters, it could be something else. Every story has a plot, a problem that has to be solved, and every story has, of course, some kind of solution. Hey, it's time for me to tell you one of my favorite stories, a story called The Red Balloon. A story of a very magical balloon, a balloon that is rescued from a lamppost by a little boy. And that balloon is so happy. That balloon comes alive, and that balloon follows the boy to school. That balloon follows the boy home. That balloon plays hide and go seek. The balloon even tries to come over for dinner one night. Now, near the end of the story, a bunch of bullies, they find out about this magical balloon, and they chase it into a park where they kick it to the ground, and they stomp on it, and they break it into a dozen tiny little pieces. And the boy, he sits down on the dirt and begins to cry. And you would think that is the end of the story. But that's not the end of the story. That's just the sad part of the story. You see, the end of the story is actually surprising. The end of the story is actually amazing. The end of the story is actually quite beautiful. And I am not going to tell you how the story of the red balloon ends, but I will tell you this. If you read the book, I promise you one thing. You will be amazed. We did it! It's back together into one piece. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Doug Shear. I am your camp counselor today in our reading adventure, Adventures in Reading. And today, I promise you this, we're going to have a lot of fun. Because let me tell you what I did. I read a bunch of books, kid books, and I turned them into magic tricks. Now, the first book, the book that I just showed you, is really old. You're going to have a hard time finding this one at the library. It's called The Red Balloon. And The Red Balloon was a book. It was turned into a movie. It was turned back into a book. And I just turned it into what you just saw. That really cool magic.
All right. That's the first two things we do in that particular show. Then we move into lots of audience participation where kids actually help out creating a story and we turn it all into magic. So Adventures in Reading is available virtually or it's available live. That's what I do. Thanks, Whitney. Thanks, Brad.
Wonderful, wonderful job once again, Doug. Thank you so much. Our next group is Unique Entertainment. You may be familiar with the in-person Unique Game Show and the Ultimate Human board game, but you will now also hear about their new virtual game show, which is also fully customizable for grades K to 12. And it will take me just a minute here, but I am going to hand it off now to Jay with the Unique Game Show.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Jay. I'm from Unique Game Shows, and we're going to talk about the virtual game show experience that we come to your screens. As Whitney just announced that we usually do it in person, and we still can, so we'll get to that later on. But first, I just want to show a quick video just to kind of get our feet wet to what we experience here at the virtual game show. Check it out.
The more you get into it, the more points you get. Good morning, everybody. It is so nice to see you all. Wow, so many of you here. So exciting. Everybody ready to play and have some fun today?
Yeah! Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to play. Thumbs up. A lot of energy, a lot of energy. Keep that same energy. If you guys ready to play, let me see a thumbs up. Wave your hands, clap your hands. Once again, we're gonna give bonus points to everybody that has the same energy. The team who answers the questions correctly in the chat, they will get the points. Never know. Someone can always make a comeback and win the game.
Get your fingers warmed up because you're going to have to start typing really fast when the questions start coming.
All right, here we go. Here's your first question. What is the name of the character from a series of books and cartoons who once swallowed a puzzle piece, has a best friend who wears a tall yellow hat, and once went to the circus?
The answer, of course, is Curious George, and the first team to get that answer right was the yellow team. Good job, yellow. The mighty blue team. Let's see it, blue team. Good job, blue. That answer first went to the green team. Good job, green team. Give yourselves a big round of applause. I had such a good time playing with you, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye, everybody.
Awesome, awesome. So that is the virtual game show experience. It is a mass media, it's a mixed media trivia game show where we offer questions, trivia questions, video questions, as well as some song questions in the whole game show. Now, everyone is grouped up into teams as we did it in person. And we like to encourage everyone to come in team colors just to add a little bit more competition and a lot more fun. And the way that we answer questions in the virtual experience is through the chat. So everyone is muted. I'm the only one that's talking, but everyone gets to see the questions come up on the screen as I share with everyone that's participating. Now, we like to keep the same principles when we come to our game shows. That means 100% participation from everyone, as well as high energy, fun, and it's absolutely interactive with everyone. I like to shout out some people that are in the screens just to show them some love if they get the answers correct. And that definitely boosts their morale as we move forward with the game show. So once again, we just want to make sure that we're talking about 100% participation, teamwork, and having fun with these questions. And as we mentioned in the video, this game show is customizable. So we could provide questions, that is no problem at all. But if there's something in your curriculum that you want your students to retain information on, we could definitely add those questions into our program to where you guys have the questions, they answer them, and they earn points. All right. It's a very simple concept, but it's a lot of fun. The more I do this show, though, I always see the teachers get more competitive, which is awesome. And that shows that the students, that the teachers are having fun with the game show as well. So there's a lot of participation amongst the administrators, the students, as well as some of the parents who may be with their students while they're at home with the virtual experience. All right. Now, the second thing I want to get into before I leave is we do still offer in-person programs. One of our programs that we offer is the Ultimate Human Board Game, which is 100% activity-based, team building, a lot of teamwork, a lot of participation as well. And I want to show a quick video with that as well, just to kind of show you guys what we offer with this video and this program. As you can see, we have a lot of fun with the students and with the faculty with these game shows. With the human board game, it is activity-based. We really like to promote participation, sportsmanship, and just having fun with everyone. And these games are very awesome because there's really no age limit to it. Every age can interact with each other. And we like to mix the grades up so that the older kids are teaming up with the younger kids to help accomplish a goal. So that's one of the things that we like to preach with Unique Game Show is getting everyone involved. Everyone has a chance to play. Everyone has a chance to participate in these game shows, whether it's virtual or in person. So hopefully I get to see you guys this year. And my name is Jay from Unique Game Shows. Thank you so much for your time. And I hope you have a great rest of your week and stay safe. And I'll see you guys soon.
Outstanding, outstanding work. Thank you so much, Jay. Next up, we have Chris Zondaflex Tyler with Zonda Dance. Chris is an accomplished teacher, choreographer, and a successful musician with more than a dozen albums of hip hop and dance music. In addition to motivating and inspiring K-12 students across the US with his Zonda Dance program, Chris also teaches dance classes to children and adults at the Nashville School of Dance and Music. And he is joining us from his home studio in Nashville, Tennessee.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you guys for having me, Whitney, Brad. Everyone, thank you for being on My name is Christopher Zonda Flex Tyler, and I'm going to show you a little bit about Zonda Dance, because what we do is we basically get the students moving. I mean, for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, non-stop, moving, having a great time. And I'm going to show you a little bit what that looks like today. So we always like to start off with movement, and we talk about stretches, how important it is to stretch your muscles, why flexibility is important. So we have arm stretches that we do, and we stretch the neck. But the thing that's cool is that I write and produce the music that we dance to. So not only do they get to do it in the assembly, but the teachers, you can use this for brain breaks all throughout the year. So once they learn this choreography and they learn the dance and the movement, and then they're like, oh, I had a great time. Do you remember the catfish dance? Do you remember the pancake? And they start doing it, then all you have to do is press play. And I always find that a lot of teachers like to join us on this because, I mean, you also get your steps in, you get your movement in yourself, because it makes you feel good, it makes you feel great. So here's one of the songs I wrote called the stretch song, because, you know, we gotta stretch it out. So it goes like this. I'll show you what it looks like.
This is a little song called the stretch song. Let's warm it up. Put your hands up in the air. Now touch your toes. Come on. Now put your hands up in the air. Now touch your toes. Now can you touch your toes? We're gonna do a little stretch called the airplane. Spread your feet apart and put your arms out. Now twist to the right. Twist to the right. And touch the ground. Now touch the ground. And then just hold it. And hold it. Bring it up. Now make circles to the front. To the other side. Come on. Something like this. Now twist to the left, and touch the ground. Now touch the ground. Then you hold it. Then you hold it. Now bring it up. Now make circles to the back. To the back. Now we're gonna do a little stretch with our neck. Come on. Now say yes, 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 yes. Now take it to the side like no, 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 no. Just a little bit faster. Yes. Come on. Yes. Come on. Yes. And a little bit faster. No, no, no. Yeah, you looking good. Come on, go. Now put your hands out like you saying I don't know. We're gonna do right and left side. And to the right side, I don't know. To the left side, I don't know. To the right side, I don't know. To the left side, I don't know. Now roll your shoulders to the back. Now roll them, now roll them, and roll your shoulders to the front. Can you roll them? Can you roll them? Now right shoulder goes up, down. Left shoulder goes up, down. Right shoulder say up, down. Left shoulder goes up, down. Now gallop to the right. Now come on, now clap high. Now clap it high. Come on. Now can you gallop to the left? Now come on, take it down low, down low, down low. One more time, just gallop to the right. Come on, and clap high, and clap high. Now gallop to the left. Here, and clap it low, and clap it low. And you just did the stretch song. March it out back to your doc. You're looking real good.
Now, as you can see, you can do these dances sitting down, and I kind of structured them so that they can be done in a classroom or at home, virtual. You don't have to have a lot of space or a whole entire dance studio. So even with that movement, I talked to the students about why it's important to get the heart rate going, because it gets your brain going, and movement feels good. And then I kind of take them on a journey. Take them on a journey and let them know that you can also take traditional songs and that you normally, like, say for instance, a song that goes head, shoulders, knees, and toes. And I have the students sing it. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, and they sing it, right? So then I'll take it and I'll use that song and teach different dance moves. And I have my teachers join in with me, like the dance move called Raise the Roof. So they can do this. Good for the arm motion, good for energy. Also, the hula hoop kind of goes like this. Or sometimes I like to get old school with it and kind of bring it around. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you got to get rocking around like that. So it looks like this. The head, shoulders, knees, and toes song is an instructional song that teaches you all the...
One time for your mind. Here we go, here we go. Come on. Yo, we're gonna drop this little song on you. And it goes like this. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Let me see you dancing across the floor. I'm like head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Let me see you dancing across the floor now. Make them knees wobble, make them knees wobble, make them knees wobble, make them knees wobble. What is this swish, swish? Everybody doing that swish, swish. Now what is this swish, swish? Everybody doing that swish, swish. Now raise the roof. Come on, raise the roof. Here we go. Raise the roof. Come on, raise the roof. Do the hula hoop. Go round and round. Do the hula hoop. Now bring it on down. Do the hula hoop. Go round and round. Do the hula hoop. Now bring it on down. Wax on. Come on, now everybody wax off. Yeah, let me keep the wax on. Come on, wax off. Yeah, let's see this something in the head, shoulders,
shoulders, knees, and toes. So there it is. And then when I get to my older students, so as you can see, we have a good time. We like to dance. We keep moving. Some of my older students, I teach them the dance, and dance choreography is good for your memory. And you can also, because when I learned how to dance, choreography was the hardest thing. So I teach them a little bit, like it's a move called tutting. So it looks like this, right? And so it has angles. But I basically repeat a move. Like I'll give you an example. I'll have them go shoulder up, up, down, down. Again, up, up, down, down. So the move itself isn't difficult, but when it goes fast, it is. So they'll go up, up, down, down, up, down, down. Then I'll have them go out, 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 out. Then I'll have them go arm, arm, in, arm, in, up, down, box, and close. Now, you're looking at this like, that's a lot. That might be advanced dance movement. But as we walk through just the memory of up, up, down, down, up, down, down, out, 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 in, out, in, up, and here. And then I teach them the oldest, most wonderful move ever, and it's called the wave. And I break down the wave at the beginning of the assembly, and we keep bringing it back over and over again. And since a lot of my older students like TikTok, we will bring in a TikTok to teach basically memory lessons, and it looks like this.
Bang on them!
Bang on them! Bang on them! Bang on them! Tyler, thank you guys so much. Hopefully, I get to see you guys virtually or in person, because the dance party will happen like that. And yes, I do give time for my teachers to show me some of your old school moves. You know what I mean? You might gotta do the lawnmower on them. You know what I mean? The sprinkler. You got it. All right, Whitney, Brent, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Outstanding job. Thank you so much, Chris. We really appreciate it. The next presenter, you guessed it, Doug Shear. If you're looking for a little more fun and a little less traditional learning, please welcome back Doug to talk about the Laugh Factory Comedy Magic Show. It is available for grades K-8 in person and virtually nationwide. Let's give Doug another virtual hand.
Hey, good news. There's no learning whatsoever in this show, because sometimes that's exactly what everybody wants, right? It's the Laugh Factory Magic Show. I tell you what, you've been watching us perform for the past hour or so. I want to mix it up a bit. I want to show you something I do with the kids in this school. Kids are in different classrooms, and I have one kid from one classroom or one living room do a magic trick for another one. So I need some cooperation, please. I'm looking for 2 volunteers that I'm going to add to the show. And I promise you, this is really easy. All you have to do is read a couple of things. So if you're willing to help me out real quick with some fun little magic trick, could you turn your camera on so I know you're out there? Everyone's got their camera shut off right now. Please be brave, everybody. Turn on your cameras so I can see you and I can show you this really fun magic trick. By the way, the Laugh Factory Magic Show is a magic show. It's a comedy magic show. I got a couple of people here. Wendy Murphy. Hi, Wendy. Would you be willing to help me out, please? Would you? Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add you to my show. Thanks for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's go back to the view. Let's add one more person. Let's add, oh, we got a gentleman here today, too. Is your name Jens? Is that your name? No, well, we're going to add you to the show, then we'll talk to you then, okay? And you could both unmute your microphones if you could for us, please. And we're going to have some fun here. All right, so it's Wendy up there in the upper corner. Hi, Wendy. Nice to see you. Can I hear you say hello?
Hello.
We can hear Wendy. Fantastic. And is your name Jens? Let's try and unmute that microphone one more time.
Jens.
Jens, nice to meet you, Jens. I'll tell you what, Wendy, you're going to be our magician today, and Jens, Wendy's going to do a trick just for you. How's that sound? Pretty good? All right. Now, Wendy, this is really easy. Actually, being a magician is a super, super simple thing to do. All you have to do is know how to talk really fast, just like me, okay? But don't worry, I actually have what you have to say written right here. So, Wendy, these are your cue cards. You're going to do a trick for Jens today, okay? So, Wendy, you can start right there. Tell us what it says.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. And next one.
Thank you for coming to my show.
Yes, you are excellent. You should be on stage, I believe. What's the next one say?
I am about to show you.
I am about to show you. Oh, wait a second. I missed a card. There we go. Here we go.
The most amazing trick ever.
Yeah, I need you to say amazing like you really mean it. So try it one more time.
The most amazing trick ever.
Now I believe it's amazing. Okay, good. Next one.
Please think of any playing card.
Jens, you need to think of a playing card. Doesn't matter what it is. Do you have one? Okay, Next line.
For the first time, name your card.
Jens, what was the card you were thinking of? What? You've got your own deck of cards? That's the 10 of hearts. He thought of the 10 of hearts, Wendy. What do you have to say about that?
That's amazing.
It is amazing. It's completely amazing. Let's go again. What's it say?
I knew you would name that card.
You see, Jens, Wendy is such an incredible magician. She actually knew that you were going to hold up the 10 of hearts. Must be an extra security camera somewhere around. What's the next one say?
You don't believe me?
I don't believe anybody believes any of this nonsense. I'll tell you that right now. What's the next one say?
Allow me to prove it.
I would appreciate if you would. Next one.
Earlier on today.
Yes.
I had this funny feeling.
Did you have tacos for dinner? Because sometimes that'll do it too.
I did
No,
not.
that's not the kind of feeling. What's the next one say?
About one special card.
About one special card.
And I placed it inside an envelope.
Yes, you did.
This one.
This one. Let me get these cards all out of the way. One playing card inside an envelope. Here's what's really crazy about this. This envelope is actually taped and stuck to the cardboard. There is a playing card inside. Wendy had no idea what Jens was going to say, but believe it or not, Wendy, you're an amazing magician. Jens, it's your card, the 10 of hearts. Let's give Wendy a big round of applause. Thank you, Wendy, patting herself on the back. And Jens, I didn't tell you to choose that card, correct?
No, you didn't.
Absolutely not. He's just as amazed as the rest of you. Wendy, if you're looking for a job, I think Academic Entertainment is hiring new magicians. So we just have to give you some lights and you'll be all ready to go. Thanks for helping us out today. Hey, the Laugh Factory show is just that. It's super interactive. Every single thing we do in the show, we have the kids participate in. We'll pin them to the screen like that. We'll get classrooms involved, showing magic tricks to other classrooms. I even give the kids a chance to learn some magic during the show. In fact, I tell them when they get home today, they can do a magic trick with a $1 bill. All they have to do is take a $1 bill, give it a couple simple folds. When they open it back up again, it turns completely upside down. Did you see that? No, take a look. We'll do it again. This dollar bill will turn upside down without me ever turning it over. Okay, it's not that impressive, I know that, right? But it's one of the very first magic tricks you can learn simply by checking out a magic book. And I always tell the kids that if they're going to check out magic books from the library, it's super important that they read the instructions. Here's the reason why. If you do more than the instructions say, you see, sometimes the trick doesn't work out too well. If you fold the bill up too much and try and open it up again, you can see what happens. But the dollar bill, it seems to somehow actually turn inside out. The outside is on the inside. The inside is on the outside. It looks a little weird with my green screen going on. Let me shut this off. It's even weirder like this. Yep, there it is. And that's kind of a cool little magic trick. So it's a magic show. It's a comedy show. It's an audience participation show. And we found last year a lot of schools were using this just before a break, just to give the teachers a break because they're overloaded, as you know. And of course, we can do it virtually, and I can bring it direct into a school as well. So that's the Laugh Factory show. You're going to see me one more time, okay? But right now, I'll kick it back to Whitney. Thanks, Whitney.
Thank you, Doug. That was great. Now, next, we have John Collins, the paper airplane guy. John is a keynote speaker with more than 30 years of experience, as well as an author and a world record holder for paper airplane distance. John's hands-on assemblies are available for grades K to 8, in person and virtual/online. So let me get John here, and then I will have him take it away.
Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. As you can tell, Academic Entertainment has an amazing lineup, and I'm really proud to be part of it. And what I do is teach all about flight. And I've been doing flight stuff for a long time. We're going to show you how to turn a piece of paper into a paper airplane. And this is the world record plane, by the way. And I always start out by showing kids the world record flight, which is kind of fun to watch. This is the longest throw indoors of a paper airplane in the history of paper airplanes. That's 226 feet and 10 inches, a little bit more than 75 yards. When we talk about how you get a plane to do that, the secrets of making that plane, and more importantly, the secrets of adjusting a really good paper airplane. But we don't stop there. There's all kinds of fun available. How do you get a plane to do something like this? Notice that that guy is circling to the left, and it does that really reliably. And I'm kind of showing off there. I'm juggling two planes at the same time. And this is a lot of fun, either virtually or in person. I roll video. I never miss on the video. But here's the surprising thing. It also circles to the right. And if you throw this paper airplane straight, it does a loop. But that's not the only way to get a paper airplane to circle back. You can fly this guy, which flies out, flips over, and flies back upside down. And we talk about how it does that, how it changes wing position in flight to get it to track straight out and straight back after it does this really crazy kind of stall there. That's really a fun idea. How do you get a paper airplane like this to fly like this? Let me show you that in slow-mo, because this is kind of a crazy idea. Now, these are all just folded from single sheets of paper, and it looks like it's flapping its wings, but the flapping doesn't help it fly. Unfortunately, that's a whole other idea. Speaking of other ideas, here's a paper airplane that you can pilot around the room. What? So I'm scooping air up to make this plane ride a little wave of air. And as long as that air is moving up, the same speed the plane is dropping, or matching the sync rate here, I can even make it, do a little loop like that. And we're coming in for a carrier landing. Oh, well, it's not actually an aircraft carrier, it's just a table drape. Another way that you can do this is with a tumbling wing. Now, this plane really doesn't fly as such. It's just falling in a very organized way. And you can think of it like a maple seed or like a dandelion seed. It's just got such a slow and predictable way of flying or falling that I can scoop air under it and keep this guy in the air. Now, I've flown these kinds of planes for more than a half hour. Of course, I don't demonstrate a half-hour flight for the classes. These classes go anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour if you want. It just depends on the questions. And we do a lot of questions and answers at the end, and I'm happy to keep going longer than the scheduled 45-minute class, either in person or virtually. Love doing that. And explaining kind of complicated ideas. The dihedral angle is an interesting concept. It means the angle that the wings are attached to the body of the plane. But the secret here is that it helps your plane rock back to neutral. If I throw a plane leaned over that's got positive dihedral, that weight swings back under the wings and helps the plane fly in a straight line. Now, all of that and much, much more explained with paper airplanes, just hands-on, just simple sheets of paper. This is all it takes, just a piece of paper, and you're into the flight world. Most modest of materials. And we also have a great little handout that Whitney sends out before we do a show that runs you through all the aerodynamic principles, has folding instructions for the world record plane. And that's helpful for the lower grades, K through 3, if you want to do the folding with kids that young. If you want to take a look at those instructions, maybe have an extra helper or two, you can kind of rehearse with the folding instructions so that you're ready to help out with the younger kids doing the folding. 3rd, 4th, 5th, on up, those kids get the folding really easily. They've got great manual dexterity. Younger kids, take a look at that handout. And it's also great just to have that handout to review all of the aerodynamic information that I'm going to present for you. I'm really proud to be part of Academic Entertainment. This is my second year with Academic Entertainment. We did a lot of great shows last year. Looking forward to getting out there in person with some of you guys, as well as continuing with the virtual stuff, which is super fun. I've been doing virtual shows. Every once in a while, I'll do international shows. I did a show in Canada and in India all on the same day. That's kind of impossible when you're getting on a plane. I've also been on television a whole lot, Disney Channel, Discovery. I was on the Conan O'Brien show. My Wired video has 29 million views. I'm out there online, in studios, and in your school, both live and virtual. So thanks for joining us tonight. And Whitney, I'm going to kick it back to you. I'm sure we have a lot of other highly entertaining acts to make you guys aware of.
Standing, thank you so much, John. It was great to hear from you tonight. Couple more before this evening's Q&A, and we are back one more time with, you guessed it, Doug Shear. In addition to his science and curriculum shows, Doug has also created some fantastic character education shows for grades K to 6, including Diversity Circus, a character carnival, and the Mystery of the Character Surprise. And all of his character shows are available virtually and in person. So here we go, Doug.
Here we go. It's the Doug Show again. Yeah, hey, thanks for having me once again. I do appreciate that. Hey, let me tell you, the shows that we do, we bring into the schools are big. They're spectacular. They're backdrops, illusions, sound systems, assistants, really fun stuff. And of course, we can't do those shows virtually. They're much too big. But it's been very popular. Two of my shows have been very popular as a pre-recorded show. So when the kids actually watch this show, they're watching a pre-recorded show. And there's two programs that we've been doing virtually. Of course, they're available as well to bring into your school. One show is a bully proofing show called The Mystery of the Character Surprise. Here's a quick little promotional video, and you can get a really good feeling of what this show is all about. If you choose this show, you pick a date, we give you a private link, and you guys can watch it for 24 hours. Send it home to the kids. Some schools even send it during breaks. Give the kids something to do as well. So check this out. Here we go.
Hi, it's me, Doug Shear, and when I come to your school and bring a bully proofing show, this is the show we're going to bring. It's called The Mystery of the Character Surprise. It's been our most in-demand show for the past couple of years, and you can imagine why. We're talking about bully proofing. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of bully-proofing shows on the market, so how is this one any different? Well, for starters, we're going to teach the kids character traits. Character education is big in every elementary school, so we're going to go over character traits like courage and perseverance. We're going to talk about friendship and caring for other people. We're going to talk about teamwork and effort and honesty and how we use those character traits to get what we want and to keep our schools safe and bully-free. Now, through the course of the show, there's a lot of audience participation. We get kids on stage throughout the entire 50 minutes. And my partner, Spike, she plays a troublemaker. At first, the kids don't recognize that she is a bully, but eventually they find out this bully's been aggravating me the whole show. The kids and the audience, they find out that they're laughing at the bully. And they discover rather quickly that by laughing at a bully, you're kind of becoming a bully yourself. You're supporting the bully and what they're doing. So we teach the kids not to laugh if a bully's ever in their school, not to ignore a bully, but rather we give them hands-on examples and real-life experiences. We tell the kids what to say. They have a chance to say it straight to a bully's face, and we solve the bully problem hands down. We're using the latest terminology, all the latest research we incorporate in this show to keep your school safe and bully-free. It's full of really big magic tricks and pretty cool special effects, but it's not a magic show. We only use that magic to reinforce the lessons that we're teaching.
All right, that's our bully-proofing character show. A super popular one we also been doing live and, of course, pre-recorded is a show called Diversity Circus. We teach kids to be fair, aware, include others, and be very respectful. And, of course, this topic is huge right now, and we make it available to your kids either to watch in the privacy of their own home, or you can beam it into the classroom. Let me show you one of the segments from that show right now.
Coming out right now on this very stage for the very first time, a real-life lion. The king of the jungle joining us right. What? The lion. But what about the lion? What do you mean? Well, he's outside. How did he get outside? You don't know. What, he escaped? He didn't escape. You let him go. Smudgy, you weren't supposed to let him go. Yeah, we have a problem, guys. We're gonna have to skip the lion part of the show, okay? What do you want me to do about it? You go get him. Yeah. All right, time out. Give me a second. Let me pretend to think. Ooh, I just thought of a great idea. I have some costumes behind the curtain, and maybe I could use the third graders to wear the costume. Where are my third graders today? How about that girl in the white shirt and that guy in the red shirt? Give them a clap for coming up today. Here they come. Come on down. What is your name? Luke, stand right there. What is your name? Jenna. You gotta say goodbye. Everyone say goodbye to Jenna! Jenna is going backstage. Next time you see Jenna, she's gonna be wearing this costume because Jenna is playing the part of a teeny tiny little mouse, a little creature of the circus. You, Luke, your job is a tad more demanding. Your job is to play the part of the mighty, mighty King of the Jungle. Here we go, Luke. Check him out. Yeah, he looks good. I need someone who wants to catch the lion. That guy right there. Dude, come on up here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hi there, what is your name? Gannon. Hi, Gannon. Do me a favor, dude. Your job is to come on over and stand up really high up there on that chair. Nice and tall, nice and high. You get to wear this, okay? Good job. You get to hold on to this, okay? Perfect. Luke, stand right there. You look good. Perfect. Okay. It is time to start the story. You guys already know the story, right? It's the story of a lion who was asleep in the jungle one day. A lion hunter hiding in the trees. And along comes a teeny tiny little circus mouse named Jenna. And Jenna decides, come here, Jenna. Come here, you. Jenna decides she's going to play a trick on Luke. She walks up to Luke while he's asleep and she tickles him. Coochie, 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 coo. Luke wakes up and says, hey, mouse, you're bothering me. I'm gonna eat you. Jenna says, no, please don't eat me. I'm just a worthless creature. Look, I'll make you a deal. If you let me go, one day I'll save your life. Luke says, a mouse saving the king of the jungle. But I don't think so. But you're making me laugh, so I'm gonna let you go. So Luke let Jenna go. But Jenna made a promise. She was gonna keep it. 2 days later, she did. You see, Luke was out wandering in the woods one day, and Gannon threw a net on his head, capturing him. Ooh, even though he was a ferocious beast, Luke could not escape from this net. He was doomed. Without help, he would die. But that is when Jenna returned, keeping her promise and using her vermin-like teeth. Now, you should floss more often. She gnawed her way through the net, freeing Luke from his doom. Gannon couldn't believe it. He jumped out of the tree, and he gave them both a big hug. First Luke, ah, and then Jenna, ah, because Gannon had never seen anything like it. These animals are using respect. And when you use respect, Smudgy, I already said it. Respect is treating other people the way you want to be treated yourself. You know what? This bears repeating. Let's do it one more time. Ah! It doesn't matter if you're like Luke, the king of the jungle, or you're like Jenna, a teeny tiny circus mouse. When you use respect, you put yourself in another person's position. Now, it's Luke. It's Jenna. And give them all a clap for being awesome today.
All right, so you can see the kind of spectacle we bring into a school. Should you have me live, I'll bring it to you. If not, we'll send you a link, a private link, and you can share it with your kids and watch the show over and over and over again and have lots and lots of fun. It's awesome. No more Doug show. I'm done. Thanks.
Work. Thank you so much, Doug. Really appreciate it. Really quick, before we cut to our Q&A, I am going to welcome back Brent Daniels to talk more about his virtual music for movie trailers workshops. I mentioned that Brent is a composer and his second career includes making the music for many of the movie, TV, and video game trailers that your students see every day, including Black Panther, A Wrinkle in Time, Gemini Man, Terminator, Castle Rock, Call of Duty, and many more. Using the same online format as his virtual music technology school show, Brent shows students more advanced sound design concepts and music production for grades 4 and older. So take it away, Brent.
Hey, I'm back. Everybody, I wanted to just show you briefly something that I mentioned in my presentation for virtual music technology. That is a general assembly suitable for pre-K or TK, if you're in California, all the way up to college level. It's also a great entry point for students who have no musical background whatsoever. Of course, everyone loves music, so it's great for everybody, but you don't have to have any technical skill, or one doesn't have to have any technical skill to really understand what I'm talking about in the program. So it's a great entry point for just talking about how all this technology works. Once we've had that, I find there's a lot of interest to learn more, especially when I'm talking about trailers. And just to give you an example of some of the work, there was some footage of trailers I worked on in my promo video I showed you for the assembly program. But I want to show you a trailer right now as an example, just so you can hear the kind of music that I'm making for these trailers. And this is what I'm showing students how to do, actually break down how I make the music for the Black Panther trailer, or how I made the music for this trailer for this summer in July for just looking where I put the video, because it's so new. The video for Black Widow.
This Friday.
You ready for this? Let's do this.
Experience the event critics are calling the best Marvel movie, period.
I can handle that.
It's action-packed and blockbuster entertainment. It's well worth the wait.
So cool, right? It's good.
Don't miss Marvel's return to the movies. Finally. Black Widow, rated PG-13. Experience it Friday.
Now, I found that fourth grade, maybe third grade, but mostly fourth grade and up is kind of the sweet spot for talking about how we make sounds and music for that, because then we're starting to get into some more technical stuff. But as you know, young learners are pretty adept at learning about technology, right? They know how to do stuff that we don't do. For example, I don't do TikTok dancing because I can figure out TikTok, I just don't like dancing. Anyway, so they know how to use Chromebooks and they know how to use their iPads for probably already for some rudimental music production, but you'd be surprised or maybe not to find a fifth grader or a seventh grader in your family or in your classroom who's already using their Chromebook with, say, BandLab, which is a free digital audio workstation that students can use, or an iPad to use GarageBand, which is a free app. So kids are already making music with this stuff. And the music that I made for that Black Widow trailer, I made with this. Let's go to a direct view of the screen. And again, this is a great example for why this program is ideal for virtual, because you're looking exactly at my screen. Every student is hearing exactly what I'm hearing and seeing exactly what I'm seeing. It's a perfect way to demonstrate virtual music production in the software world. That's where this all happens. All the music in that Black Widow trailer I made on this 13-inch MacBook Pro. This could easily be a Chromebook, which most schools or a lot of schools give their students, or it could easily be a Windows machine. So I'm using everyday, ordinary technology to make music for blockbuster movie trailers, and your students can too. In fact, they don't even need to live in Los Angeles near the movie industry to work in trailers. And there are many other jobs available for both music production, but also digital art and animation and everything involved in making film and making video games. All those jobs are done remotely these days anyway. So it's one of the things I talk about in these workshops is students not only have the technology and the education to learn how to do this stuff, but they have the opportunity to work in these industries just using their education and just using these devices, which are omnipresent in their lives. That's a really important message, because when I was coming up, you had to get signed to a record label to like get your career started. And that is where I started, but I ended up working in TV and film in Los Angeles and kind of went this whole path as a producer to getting into trailers, which is my kind of niche. But there are a lot of other styles of music you can produce and monetize as a 7th grader, which is absolutely amazing. And as far as making music for movie trailers, it's really a meritocracy. It's how good you are at what you do. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter even how good your technology is. You can have a low-end Chromebook, but if you're really good at using that to make music, that music will compete with mine for a Marvel trailer. So I'm helping train my competition, which I'm happy to do. I think it's amazing that students have access to these tools, and I don't think many of them are aware. Certainly when I do these workshops, teachers and students are kind of blown away that, wait, you made that with just that, and I can do this how? And I show them in the workshops. I show how we create a lot of this crazy, interesting sound design that you're hearing in a trailer like this.
Black Panther. Must feel good. Sitting here comfortable. What do you want? Your secrets. Your weapons. I'ma burn it all. This ends today. Who need a hero? Black Panther. You need a hero. Rated PG-13.
So if you're interested in getting into some of this cool high-tech stuff, you know who to call. Whitney and Brad are super amazing. Thanks for giving me this extra few minutes to just show you some more of what we can teach and bring to your students, teach your students and bring to them with this amazing technology. Doing all this virtually is really a game changer. And I want to thank you all for your time. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Very well done. Thank you again, Brent. And thank you again so much to all of our fantastic presenters this evening. And thank you all for hanging out with us. We will now open it up for Q&A. If you have questions, you can type them into the chat. You can raise your virtual hand or just ask to be unmuted and chime in. In addition to any questions, if you attended last year or you watched the recording of our showcase from last fall, I also encourage you to comment on the differences between last year and this year. Did you like the shorter format that will be over 2 nights? Did you like the evening format instead of during the day? Did you like the meeting version instead of the webinar? Okay, so let's open it up. I'm not seeing any unmute notifications or anything like that. Let me go to the gallery view. Oh, there's Jen's. All right. You should be good to go, Jens. Or Jens, I'm so sorry.
Hey, that's all right. So, I mean, this is my first year doing this, but I just wanted to say that I enjoyed it for sure. And I definitely like the nights way better for me.
Cool.
So, and spread out over 2 days. I could take or leave, whatever. I'd rather do 2 hours at a time than 4 hours. You know what I mean? And you get to see a lot of stuff, but nights are awesome.
Cool. Thank you so much for commenting. Awesome. We have another. Liz said no questions, but she liked the evening Zoom. And there was another one. Will the recording be available? Yes, it will. Everyone that registered, we will be getting the recording from tonight and tomorrow, and we will be emailing that out. Thanks for the questions. Most all of you have been on our website or corresponding through us via email, but sometimes the questions are how much does it cost and what dates are available. So that is something that you can email, call, and visit our website, fill out our request info form, and that is also something that we can get to you as well.
Yen has his hand up.
Oh, still?
No, it's a different question.
Okay, sweet. Bring it.
So again, it's my first time, so I have lots of questions. But basically, if I wanted to book somebody, you were just saying this, but I see you have a number behind you, right? Is that who I just call you?
That's the number. You can talk to Whitney or Brad. Brad's here as well. We're usually the phone answering and the emailing people.
All right, that's awesome. And I also noticed Doug Shear did like 15 shows. I'm rounding, right? But so like, there's no possible way you could. I guess my question is, do you have a staff, or are you personally at all the shows?
I can answer that question. So Doug is our so for all of the virtual shows that Doug does, he is the presenter. He also has a network of local magicians and wacky science guys that he works with around the country. So when he comes to your area, we try to offer Doug's dates first so that you're getting Doug. But if you're not flexible with your dates, or you have to have something for a specific reason and there's a local presenter in terms of in-person, that will be who we match you up with. But I'll let Doug add on to that.
I just wanted to send you that $20 I bribed you with for the 10 of hearts earlier.
I literally have this random deck sitting next to me.
That was crazy.
I was like, it's gonna look like it was set up, and I apologize if I ruined
No,
it.
that's fine. I found it to be hysterical. I'm like, what?
That was completely not set up. In case anyone really wanted to know, I just randomly have different things next to me. So
no, it was fantastic. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
But back to the question, that was super helpful, because I was more obviously first choice. I would rather have Doug there, but I also was like, oof, he's gonna be really hard to get. Then is what my next thought was. So I'm sure there's quality people that you.
Where are you at? What city and state?
Belmore, New York. So in Long Island.
Yeah, we've got a couple open dates on Doug's calendar.
Nice. All right.
Typically he'll have about 4 or 5 weeks that he's over there in person.
Okay, awesome.
Look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
All right, we've got Juliana. I tried to unmute.
Hi.
Oh, there you
Yes,
go.
that's
Hey.
good. Hi. So I've been watching with my daughter, and she's writing her pick list. So I'm not far from Belmore. We're in Long Beach, New York. So we had Christopher with Zonda Dance last year. I had no clue what I was doing, and I can't tell you how happy everyone was that it was mentioned about 5 times at our 5th grade graduation. So I mean, in my head, I'm like, we have our list of what we want and the recommendations back to our principal that we'd like to do from the PTA perspective. How does it, like, I know he's down in Nashville. Like, I don't know what we're allowed to sort of do in person right now. They're saying everything, but does he come up this way? Can I go to him?
He actually does also have several dates on the calendar this year. He'll be touring in your area. I believe November and January for sure.
Okay, so I'll contact you guys.
March and April too, or something like that.
Yeah, and I'll make a note too.
Okay, all right, so I'll reach out. And then the other thing is I can't attend tomorrow, but I definitely want to see those others. So is everyone that's registered for tonight getting the link to the recording for tomorrow?
Yes, everyone that's registered, your link will work for both tonight and tomorrow. And I will also be emailing everyone that registered both nights.
Okay, great. Yeah. Thank you. This was really beyond helpful. I wish I would have, it was someone else in our district. The elementary PTAs befriended each other in the madness last year. So someone recommended you guys, and that's how I got connected. I wish I would have seen or been part of this at the beginning of last year, because I think I spent 2 months researching every spam email that we got. And once I got Brian on the phone, you guys were really simple to work with. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate your business. That, we do a little bit of marketing around here, but really word of mouth and repeat and returning customers is kind of our bread and butter. And so, we are very thankful for you all that came tonight, and there was comments in the chat, and we're very thankful for all of your business. So thank you so much.
You can also share the link with your
you'll be able to share the recording link and send it to whoever you want. And I also like to tell people that we can be your one-stop shop, so you don't have to do any more research. You can just have all of our shows forever.
Of course.
I think we have Jens again.
Yes.
Yeah, lucky you. So I have a question for Brent Daniels, if you're still there. So I'm super interested in everything you're doing. My fear, I guess, is my school goes from K to 6th grade. my whole district goes from K to 6th grade. I think you're right. Well, especially the second one you mentioned is 4th grade is your target audience and up, right? But even the one you did earlier, yeah, you can incorporate their sounds from the mic, but I feel like it's kind of difficult for them to, I guess, can you age it down? I guess that's my question.
Absolutely. Yeah. The 4th grade and up and all that technical stuff, that's for the movie trailer workshops that I do, which is a separate program. And it's not the first thing I'd recommend for a general audience, although I do often have high schools or middle schools who want a field trip or a very specific elective type of situation where we're going to a studio today, or maybe they have a career day. I often do those for 7th graders or 8th graders and talk about careers in the entertainment industry. That's a great place to start with that workshop. But the first thing at the top of the showcase, the virtual music technology program, is for a general audience, and it works incredibly well for pre-K through all the way up to 12th grade. And it is best to divide it up into grade levels. So pre-K through 2, 3 through 5, middle school, 8 through 12. Most of my audience, or most of the shows we book for that program are K through 6, and it's incredible for that age group. The pre-K through 2nd grade are up in their classrooms dancing around. It's hilarious, and it is aged down definitely in terms of content between those two groups. So we can get a little more technical with 3 through 5. Pre-K through 2nd grade is a lot more basic, if you will, but they still have the same visceral reaction to the magic trick of hearing their voices sampled, used back on a track, and now they're all dancing to a song that we literally just created in 15 minutes using their input, which is it. I've been doing this for 20 years, more than 20, I think 25 years working with students in person before we moved to this model. And the reaction I get from these age groups, from 4-year-old all the way up to, in general, like, middle school, there is the same astonished, like, wow, this is so cool, and I can do this thing. So yeah, to answer your question, in short, yes. Yes, we age it down, and it's very, very general.
So in my school, we have at least one device, like a smart board or whatever, per classroom. And it seemed like in your demo video, it looked like most of the students were at home doing it, and which would be awesome because each person has a microphone, right? And so obviously in the classroom, I don't even know, I'd have to check, but I think we have one microphone per class. It still works, yeah? I mean, obviously technically works, but it's still as engaging is my question.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. It's not something I can really throw into the 6-minute thing about the show in the overview, but technically speaking, it was part of the last year was figuring out how this works best and seeing what technology schools have. And in general, schools in the middle school or the 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, often they might have their own Chromebook on individual devices, on headphones in a classroom rather, and we can do it that way. Or we do it with the entire classroom. So it's an all-school assembly with multiple classrooms, and each classroom has their own smartboard, one device, one microphone, and the teacher helps me pick volunteers. The student walks up to the device for the teacher and contributes. And it works exactly the same. So, and in some ways, that works best for elementary school level because pre-K through 2nd grade, do you really want them using Google Meet on their own when Google Meet doesn't allow you to mute their microphones? Probably not. That's at least been my experience. So that's actually for pre-K through 2, we actually recommend. Google Meet's awesome because teacher can run the device for the classroom, and the kids just get to watch the program on their smartboard and participate like they would if they were going in person to the cafegimatorium or whatever you call it in your school. The advantage is nobody has to shuttle a bunch of kids to a different room. They're in their classrooms, and principals have reported to me, oh, I was walking down the halls and every classroom's on fire with people like clapping and dancing and making all this racket. They're enjoying the program just as they would in the auditorium or multi-purpose room. But yeah, one device, one smart board, which is very common in a school, of course, or individual devices or combinations of both. And we work on advanced when we book the show with you or your co-host, what technology you want to use, which platform we're using. And for my show in particular, it's Zoom or Google Meet. Google Meet is very entrenched in the education workflow at a lot of schools, I understand. So yeah, long answers from me, but lots of content for you.
Okay, if there are no additional questions, that officially concludes our presentation this evening. Again, we hope that you can meet us back here tomorrow night for another completely different lineup of the best virtual and in-person assemblies available nationwide. Tell all your friends. And again, please do contact us via phone, email, or our website, academicentertainment.com, to inquire about pricing and date availability. Thank you again so much, and I hope you all have a great night. Welcome everyone to our second annual virtual showcase. I am Whitney Aguilar. I am sales and marketing for Academic Entertainment, and I will be your host this evening. Each of our outstanding presenters will have 6 minutes to tell you about their in-person and or virtual shows. We are running things a little differently this year in that we're having a meeting instead of a webinar. So please keep your microphone muted, and then at the end, we will do our best to answer any questions. You can also always email us or give us a call after our program tonight. And before we officially get started, I do want to say thank you all again for taking your time to attend tonight. We appreciate your consideration, and a huge, huge, huge thank you to all of our fantastic presenters. At Academic Entertainment, our mission for more than 25 years has been to promote education through quality entertainment. We want your reaction to every single program that you schedule with us to be outstanding. In the entire time that we've worked with K-12 schools across the country, our mission has not changed. We believe that learning should be fun, and we are still committed to bringing you the very, very best in educational entertainment, whether that is in person or online. Our presenters are quality people offering fantastic shows, and we would love to perform for your school. With that said, I am excited to introduce our first presenter, Mark Kistler. Mark is an Emmy award-winning illustrator, author, television show creator, former star of The Secret City, former host of PBS's Imagination Station, and also has a series on Amazon Prime. His books, TV shows, webcasts, and countless other appearances have taught millions of people around the world how to draw in 3D, and he can teach your K-12 students too. So go ahead, Mark. I am going to spotlight you, and you can take it away. And we'll make sure to get you unmuted too.
Six minutes. Ah! If we're us performers, you'll notice that we're used to going for a full hour and enjoying it and just getting the pace. So we have 6 minutes. I want to thank you all for participating and giving us a chance to share our passion and our joy for what we do. My passion in life is art and teaching art and drawing. I just love to draw, and I've been teaching drawing for over 40 years. I'm going to switch my camera. I'll show you a little bit when I come to your school. I welcome all the kids. Hi, you geniuses. Do you love to draw? Fist bump for creativity. Yeah. And then I'll do a split screen like this. And I show that, explain to the teachers and the kids. Whitney already did my whole intro. Thank you, Whitney, by the way. And thank you, Brad. And thank you all, you team at Academic Entertainment, for doing this again, year 2. This is wonderful. I did a TV show called Imagination Station, and I did a TV show called The Secret City. Look at, was I ever that young, Whitney, huh? And I've taught a lot of the students who created these movies that you all might have you've enjoyed and have seen. I taught the artists, the kids who created George Lucas's robots and Star Wars creatures. Now, my favorite character of all is the Minion. I just love the Minions. I use the Minions a lot for my explanation. I actually taught those artists who created the Minions how to draw when they were your age, when they were in 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. And I have to switch between talking to you teachers and parents at the PTA, and the kids. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Now, I did this drawing as a mashup to kind of show the kids how you can take your ideas and put them together on paper. And also it celebrates how these students, when they were in 3rd grade, loved to draw so much, they got inspired by my drawing lesson and they made a career out of it. Some of my students grew up and were the ones who created Kung Fu Panda with DreamWorks. Of course, I put Minions in there. And some of my students went on to do Toy Story and Frozen. And so the whole point of showing these drawings is to get your students excited that they too, with their love of drawing and their passion for the visual arts, perhaps they could pursue a career in 3-dimensional drawing. Now, if I ask any high school, junior high school, elementary school student to draw me a house, most students would draw me a house like that. In fact, I'm going to try to, let me take away this spotlight so I can, most students, most of you at home would draw me a house like that. But what I want to do during my assembly is teach your students some 3-dimensional drawing skills so they can draw a house like that. All right. Most high school, junior high students would draw a donut looking like a car tire. It's not a bad tire. It's not wrong. It's just flat. It's 2-dimensional. I want to give your students and your staff and all the parents the permission to draw in 3D, that they give them the confidence to draw in 3D. Now, I mentioned this recording. You can record, that's an option when you have my assembly. You can record these hour-long programs and use them for the whole school year over and over and over again. Now, something new this year that I'm adding to my school membership, which it's a big surprise for Whitney. I have a follow-up program called Draw 3D. There's over 500 lessons on here, and I'm going to give your school a free membership to this for all of your students to have 500 follow-up lessons on this. So this is really cool. You go Draw 3D. Usually it's $1,000. It's a bonus for you guys if you book my assembly, my virtual assembly. I'm going to so you guys, your kids will have some follow-up lessons so they can pursue their enjoyment. I like to use this as an example of the kids taking off with their imagination. Now, what do your students actually do? We're going to start with a piece of paper. We get our pencil. We get our pencil power. We're ready to go with our pencil power. We put a dot and we get 4 territories, 4 squares. Oh, I missed my dot. No stress, no stress. Stress is on the bus. It doesn't have to be perfect. Beep, 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 beep. Everybody give me thumbs up if you guys are drawing some lines on your paper. And I can feature some of the students on the cameras if your teachers have the cameras on. So we'll draw 4 drawings. I'll take my pencil and we'll start with some dots, and we might start with a box and turn it into a robot. And the middle line's longer. Okay, so it's very, very loose. We draw 4 drawings. Now this is I know I have 6 minutes, so I just wanted to show you. This is a sample of a lesson I did last year at the school. They wanted an hour of pencil power featuring birds. So we did the different birds. One school wanted penguins, and so we did a bunch of penguins on glaciers, a group, and the penguin cliffs. Another school wanted sharks, so I did sharks and robots and bunny rabbits. So we take our blank piece of paper and we just launch into drawing in 3D, and anyone can draw in 3D. If you can draw, I'm going to split screen again here so you can see me. If you can write your name, you can draw in 3D. And it's my goal not only to get your kids to draw, but it's to get your teachers to draw and you parents at home to draw too. Not only that, but I would love your students and your teachers to watch the recording over and over and over again. And I would really love them to go to use that membership. That there's hundreds and hundreds of recordings on that. Okay, so you can watch that. And as Whitney said, I have lots of support material on our smart videos on Amazon Prime and on YouTube too. So Whitney, how would I do with the time there?
You are doing great on time.
How much do I have left? Do I have time for a drawing, or is it time to kick it over to the next amazing talented artist?
It is sort of time to kick
All
it
right.
over to the
Well,
next
listen,
talented artist.
So really quick, if your students do go to the Draw 3D site, it's free for you got all your students. I did this wonderful series of live drawing shows featuring the NASA's mission to the moon, Artemis. I have a lot of my students who grew up learning to draw with me, working at NASA as astronauts and scientists and engineers and artists. And we actually did a whole series of these, and these are all on Draw 3D. Take a look at this. We did our drawings while we had live astronauts and engineers and scientists from NASA talking about the different components of the mission to the moon. So this is just something when some schools would like more of the space drawings. I can do animals and ocean adventures and polar expeditions, but I just love these mission to the moon. And these are all available for free for the whole world at my Draw 3D website and on my YouTube and Amazon Prime. Well, hey, Whitney and Brad, thank you so much for putting this together. And I hope that I didn't go too far over time. And I really hope you guys can see I'm passionate about teaching drawing. I love to teach drawing. I've been doing it for 40 years, and I can teach your student how to draw too. Thank you, guys.
That was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Mark. Great job. Next up is, oh, I got a little off on my script here, so sorry about that. Next up is comic magician Brian Richards, one of the most hilarious assembly performers in the country. Using the perfect blend of entertainment and educational content, Brian's elementary shows are loved by students and staff alike. We will visit with Brian throughout the evening as he has a number of outstanding virtual and in-person shows ranging in topic and content. The first is Math Magical. Let's give Brian a virtual hand.
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me? If so, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Well, it is so great to be with all of you. And yes, this is featuring my show, Math Magical. And if you guys like magic, give me a thumbs up. If you like magic, give me a thumbs up. If you like to laugh, give me a thumbs up. If you like to laugh, awesome. And if you like math, give me a thumbs up. Oh, I hope to see all those thumbs up. That is fantastic. So yes, the show is all about math. Now, I got to tell you, normally as a magician, I'm not supposed to give away secrets, but I'm going to let you in on some tools that we magicians use in order to fool our audiences. For example, one tool that we magicians use is what's known as sleight of hand. That's like if I take a card like this, make it disappear, make it appear. What you just saw there is what's known as sleight of hand. Or if I were to take a little red round ball like this, if I were to put it in my hand, right? And if I were to wave my hand over and make it disappear, what you just saw there is what's known as sleight of hand. That's a tool that we magicians use in order to fool our audiences. But I'm going to tell you another tool that we magicians use. Optical illusions. You know, those things that mess with your eyes. In fact, here's a really cool optical illusion. Check this out. Just curious, looking at this picture. If you see a bunny rabbit, raise your hand. If you see a bunny rabbit, raise your hand. If you see a duck, raise your hand. If you see a duck. Excellent. Well, perhaps by now, if you were not seeing both, maybe now you're seeing both. The bunny rabbit is facing me and the duck is facing away. That's what we call an optical illusion. This one is also a famous one. If you look at this picture, how many of you see an old woman? If you see an old woman, raise your hand. If you see an old woman, okay. If you see a young woman, raise your hand. Perhaps by now you're seeing both. Yes, that red arrow actually points to the mouth of the old woman. She's looking down. She has a cloak over her head. But that arrow is also pointing to the necklace of the young woman. She's looking off to the side and she has a fancy hat. That is an optical illusion. That is something that we magicians use. We take advantage of the fact that our eyes can be messed with. But I'm going to let you in on the best tool that we magicians use. It's math. Math is the greatest tool that we magicians use in order to fool our audiences. In fact, I will tell you that math is very much a part of many of the tricks that I do in my show. And throughout this show, I will tell you, and I'm telling you guys, normally I wouldn't be saying this if I was performing this for the kids, but throughout the show, because of the short amount of time, we talk about different things. We talk about arithmetic, problem solving. We talk about fractions, and we talk about, oh, well, before I tell you, I'm going to ask you guys a question. If you like playing games, raise your hand. If you like playing games, raise your hand. Okay. If you like winning when you play games, raise your hand. Of course. If you would like to make a lot of money in the stock market, raise your hand. I see a lot of the teachers' hands went up. Brad's hand went up, of course. Well, of course, if you like winning when you play games, if you like the idea of making a lot of money in the stock market, well, this next subject we talk about in math is really important. And that, of course, is probability. Probability is one of the most important things. In fact, I think it's the most important topic we talk about in math. So actually, you know, speaking of probability, I am going to need a helper. Let me see. I am looking. I see Liz Dunn. I see you have a little one right there. Liz Dunn, I'm going to ask to unmute you. And if you could unmute yourself there, there we go. And what is your name, the little one? What's your name? Peyton. Peyton?
Peyton.
Did you say Peyton? Peyton, okay. Well, you're going to help with a really cool trick. You know, probability is what is the likelihood that something is going to happen. So if you flip a coin, like what's the chance that heads is going to end up on top? Well, there's two sides, two possible outcomes. We would say a 1 and 2. Or if you had a 6-sided die and you roll the die, what's the chance that 6 is going to end up on top? Well, there's 6 sides of the die, 6 possible outcomes. That means there's a 1 in 6 chance it's going to be a 6 on top. That's what probability is. Now, today we're going to try something fun. I'm going to switch over to my overhead camera. And Peyton, I want you to see, I have a deck of cards here. You know, card games and card tricks involve lots of probability. I want you to see this. Check this out. You'll see all these cards. They're all different. Peyton, I'm going to have you choose a card. I'm going to dribble the cards on the table like this. You're going to say stop. Whenever you say stop, that'll be your card. Okay. So Peyton, I'm going to have you just say stop whenever you want. Go ahead.
Stop.
Right there. Are you happy with this card? Okay, let's see how you did. The card you stopped at, ooh, is the 6 of hearts. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in the deck. Going to put the rest of the cards on top like so. Now, I can estimate your card's about 26 cards down from the top, but I'm going to kind of shuffle this up. And every time I cut this deck, it goes to a different spot. It could be 10 cards down from the top. It could be 17 cards down from the top. It could be 28 cards down from the top, but I'm going to leave it in one spot. And I want you, Peyton, to pick a number from 1 to 40. Any number from 1 to 40. What number do you pick?
36.
36. You could have picked any number. What is the chance that your card is going to be 36 cards down? I'm going to count down 36 cards, and we're going to turn over the next card. Check this out, Peyton. This is crazy. You could have thought of any number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. This is 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Peyton, you could have picked any number. Check it out. There's your card. That's 6 of hearts. You did a fantastic job. Can we give Peyton a really big round of applause? Thank you so much, Peyton. I appreciate your help in the show. So yes, this is Mathmagical, and it's available both in person and, of course, virtually. Now, virtually allows you to kind of come up close and personal. There's some close-up stuff that I incorporate because I can do that virtually. But if I'm in person at your show, we use a lot more large scale kind of props as well. Of course, that could be seen at a distance, whether it's in your cafeteria or gymnasium or whatever. And I do come with backdrop, banners, sound system, everything that is needed, of course, in order to present a really cool and engaging assembly for you guys. So I'm super excited for this year ahead. And if you have any more questions, obviously check out get with Whitney or get with Brad about this show, Mathmagical. So I am going to turn things back over to you, Whitney. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brian. That was outstanding. Next up is one of our newest shows on our roster, the amazing bilingual, virtual and in person, Uno, Dos, Tres, Andrés. Andre and Christina are a Latin Grammy award-winning music duo. Their catchy songs and lively assembly show for grades K to 8 will get the whole school up, dancing, and learning in Spanish and English. Welcome, Andre and Christina.
Buenas noches. Hola, Andrés.
Hola, Cristina.
Hi, everybody. And if you can hear me, can you put one finger up so we can see if you can hear me? Okay, I think, wait. If you can hear me, can you put 2 fingers up?
1 out of 10.
Okay, all right. Now, if you can really hear me, can you hook those fingers together? This is sign language. It's the sign for friend. Thank you, friends. Thank you to all the other performers and Whitney for coordinating all of this, and to you for being here. And say, hola, amigos.
Everybody, digan, hola.
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 All right. right, Cristina, now let's bring the words in and let's sing together. Here we go, say. Hola, amigo.
Hola, amigo.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Hola, amigo.
Hola, amigo.
Canta conmigo.
Canta conmigo.
Hola, amigo.
Hola, amigo.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Hola, amigo.
Hola, amigo.
Canta conmigo.
Canta conmigo. Well, we are Cristina and Andrés.
And we are super excited to be here with you. And we are so happy. We knew we were going to have such amazing friends that we invited a special guest to join us right here at the showcase.
All right, now I'm going to add her to the spotlight here.
All right.
Now, everybody say hi to our friend Juana.
Juana. Wait, her camera is off.
Andrés, you told her the showcase was tonight, right?
Ella es ella, pero ahí está. Pero
I don't know,
what's going
Andrés.
on?
You know, she's been feeling pretty shy. Ha estado bastante tímida. Ha estado un poco triste.
Well, I know she hasn't been able to travel and see her friends and her family. She has been spending a lot of time at home. But could you help us? ¿Nos pueden ayudar?
Could you help us?
Maybe can we cheer her up?
Yes.
Can we all maybe? I know she loves music.
She does. She loves
Uh-huh.
music.
And-
She loves traveling.
Traveling.
What if we could like put that together
If we
somehow?
only had a map.
A map.
Did you bring the map?
I thought I did,
It
but
was next to the car. But
oh, look, Andrés, es un
Right
mapa.
there.
Un mapa. Now,
we brought our map.
all right. Well, I would invite all of you. I invite all of you to sing after us with this map of the Americas. Here we go. North America.
North America.
North America.
North America.
South America.
South America.
South America.
South America.
Central America.
Central America.
Central America.
Central America.
The Caribbean.
The Caribbean.
The Caribbean.
The Caribbean.
Andrés, but we are here not just at any showcase, we're here at the Academic Entertainment Showcase. So tenemos que hacerlo en español.
Okay, vamos a cantar en español.
Repitan después de mí. Norteamérica.
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 Suramérica.
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 Centroamérica.
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 El Caribe.
El Caribe.
El Caribe.
Awesome.
Muy bien, muy bien. Well, in this assembly, virtual or in person, we travel all around the Americas. We go region by region, all around the Americas, and we do a song every place we stop that combines the rhythms, the flavors, the textures of that region.
And we all work together to make our friend Juana feel welcome.
And we do silly dance moves that help us
Yes.
learn vocabulary in Spanish.
Maybe, and just letting you know, right now we're traveling, we're doing shows, and we're not our main studio. We stopped by a friend's house. We're using their studio.
But we did bring some instruments like the kind that we show our students when we perform virtually. So when we stop in Colombia, for example, in South America, we talk about the rhythms that were born there, like the cumbia with this gaita instrument. Now, the gaita is an indigenous instrument. Indigenous, that means Native Americans, the Native Colombian people that were there before the Europeans. And in their language, it's called the cuisi.
And in Spanish, it's called gaita. And Cristina, while I play a little bit of the gaita, why don't you show our friends some of the reviews we have gotten from our principals who text us right after the show. Here we go. Here we go. Cumbia!
And this program program is completely differentiated, whether you choose to have a K-5 program or if you want to divide your students into lower elementary and upper elementary. And it's perfect for Hispanic Heritage Month or any time of the year. Also, Dia de los Niños, which is celebrated in April.
And now I know you are curious and you really want to get to know Juana, so here she.
Oh no, Andrés.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to bring us to your school so you can get to finally meet Juana, because our friends, we come year after year to different schools and they keep asking about Juana. They love her and we sing and have a great time.
And you know what else they remember, Andrés?
They remember the map.
The map. Now, I want to show you one last thing. Everybody put your hand like this.
Así, pon la mano así.
Now put your other hand
like this?
Like that, connected your thumbs.
Oh, look, I'm gonna move a little bit so you can see the map here.
You made it right in your hand. So let's sing one more time. Esta vez con la voz y con las manos, with your voices and with your hands.
Okay.
There we go. Here we go. Norteamérica.
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 Suramérica.
Suramérica.
Suramérica. Centroamérica. El Caribe.
And it's so cool how we give all of the students and the adults this gift, and now they take, and all of you are taking this gift with you today for free. You're taking the map of the Americas right in your hands.
Muchas gracias. Thank you to all of you for being here. And if you have any questions, please reach out to Whitney. We would love to visit your school for a assembly for your lower elementary, upper elementary, whether you have a high population of Spanish-speaking students, or if you are a bilingual school, or if your students have no prior exposure to Spanish language at all. And we also do family nights as well as daytime school assemblies.
I also tell great jokes. I'm going to save them for the show. Okay, thanks.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good time. Gracias.
Muchas gracias, André and Christina. Thank you so much. Our next very talented artist this evening is Richard Hight. Richard Hight is a nationally recognized artist and speaker who uses the fine arts to help K-12 audiences create strategies for change by turning good ideas into great results. Richard's mission is to help students see the possibility of their potential and to create new opportunities. What makes Richard's Art of Inspiration School Assembly special is the creation of a custom piece of art that your school will get to keep, whether it is in person or virtually. And now I will go over here to Richard and make sure that we spotlight and say hi to Richard. Welcome.
Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to my studio. This is the actual place where I do my paintings for universities and for corporate and for big fancy hotels. This is the place. I have my oils and my paint brushes all over here, and this is where I paint. So if I was to come and do a virtual event for you guys, this would be the background that you would see, and so that they would get to meet me and I would get to meet them. And let me tell you a little bit about the program. I've done this program for somewhere between 600 and 800 different schools live. And so we've got some season. When I started doing this, I had hair, but the program is actually from K through 12. And what the program consists of is that I come in and I do a large drawing that's usually about 6 foot by 6 foot if I was to come to your school. And I'm going to draw maybe your school mascot, maybe a historical figure, maybe a bear reading a book. I work with you real close to draw an image that's going to resonate with the students and with the staff there, so that after I leave, you guys can hang it and display it, auction it off for fundraisers or a number of ways that you can use it. But the idea is that I don't just draw whatever I want to draw. I want to make sure that I connect with your students on those. Now, I can either come live, I can come virtual. A little bit about the program. I do the artwork is because it's set me up. That way I have gained the respect of the students to be able to speak into their lives. And then the real highlight is the story. And the story is a little bit of my story about growing up in a small town, having dyslexic, having my own challenges, and where I found my gift, my superpower. And so the story has a lot of humor in it. It has some stories of the teacher, Mrs. Wilmore, and her, she was the real artist because the way she set up her classroom and the way that she made a difference in the lives of so many people. But the story is about talking about making a difference. It's about overcoming obstacles. And so the students can see themselves in it. They can relate to somebody who maybe doesn't have it all together, who's not making all straight A's, but talking about real life issues, about sitting there and having some struggles, and how do you overcome it? How can you really kind of set yourself apart? Because a phrase that I often will say is that what makes you different can make you great. And that's really kind of the message, is what makes you different can make you great. I want to tell you, this goes well if I'm doing it for students or for teachers in services or professional developing. And we talk about different learning styles. I always considered myself as someone who heard a different drum beat. And so that's kind of it in a nutshell. And it's here done. Like I said, I can, if I do one in the studio for you, afterwards we take a digital picture and we send it to you, that you own the copyrights, that you can blow it up and be into a banner, or if you want to put the illustration on a newsletter, or however you want to use it, make copies, give it to all the students, however you want to use it. We are here to serve you, and that's my story. And I am glad to be a part of academic entertainment because they're fun guys to work with. So there you have it. Back to you now.
I am now going to bring back Brian Richards. As mentioned, Brian has a number of fantastic elementary age assemblies, both in person and online. He will now talk about two more of his shows, a favorite, The Magic of Reading, as well as his newest show, a character education program, the bGreat Show. So let's give Brian another virtual hand.
Well, thank you again. It's great to be back with you guys. You can hear me okay? Yes, you can hear me. I always like to double check that. Can you hear me all right? You can hear me okay? All right. Well, okay. So here is the thing. I'm in this segment going to be talking about both shows, as Whitney said. So first, I'm going to talk a little bit about the bGreat Show, which is my character education show. All right. So we'll start with a little trick here. I have here two pieces of rope. One is a white rope. The other one is a red rope. And actually, you can see the white rope actually has a white knot, but the red rope does not have a knot. Get it? It does not. Okay, never mind. Anyway, we're going to try a little bit of magic. We're going to see. Check this out. I'm going to spin this around just like so. And just like magic, look what happened. Nothing. Nothing happened. Sorry about that. I'm going to spin this around like so. And watch what happens. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Still nothing happened. Okay, I seem to be leaving something out. I'm trying to think of, oh, I know what it is. We left out the magic words. I need all of you on the count of 3 to say the magic words, which are greatness begins with good character, because that's what this show is about. We talk about character. We talk about trustworthiness. We talk about caring. We talk, of course, about responsibility. We talk about respect and fairness. So I'm going to spin these around again. And here we go. On the count of 3, you're going to say greatness begins with good character. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Greatness begins with good character. And let's see how you did. Check it out. You see what happened? The white knot actually jumped over onto the red rope, which is pretty cool. But let's take it one step further. Check out the white knot. Watch, with a little bit of magic, I'm going to pull the white knot off. There it is. But don't blink. I'm going to put it right back on the rope. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Brian, is that white knot really part of the red rope? Well, the answer is yes. Check this out. We're going to undo it. And you'll notice, indeed, that white knot really is part of the red rope. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if you know this, but the words that you say to people matter. And in fact, the words that you say to people, they have a way of becoming part of the person, just like the white knot became part of the red rope. So, for example, if you say things that are mean, if you say things that are unkind, well, then guess what? Those words become part of the person, just like the white knot became part of the red rope. And the same is true if you use words that are kind, if you use words that are caring, if you use words that are going to build a person up, well, those words have a way of becoming part of the person as well, just like the white knot became part of the red rope. And here's the thing. If you're going to be truly great, if you're going to be a person of good character, you want to make sure you always use words that are kind and caring. You may have heard the saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, that's not true. It's a lie. Words do hurt. So you want to make sure you always use words that are kind and caring, especially if you want to be truly great, if you want to be a person of good character. Now, on the bGreat Show, we talk about all the 6 pillars of good character, and it's super fun, super engaging, lots of audience participation. But because it's a short segment, I'm going to tell you about the magic of reading. If you're looking for a program that's going to get kids excited about reading in the library, well, then you absolutely want the magic of reading. We talk about the library, we talk about books, we feature books, there's storytelling in the show. But you know what? I want to share with you one little bit we do near the end of the show. And let me see. I'm going to need someone. Let's see. I thought I saw someone else. Let's see. I need someone who could be a helper again. Let me see. Oh, I see. It was Cherie Jones. Cherie, I'll have to unmute you there. And fantastic. And what is your name?
Melody.
Melody. Oh, awesome. Well, you know what? One of my favorite places, of course, to go is this wonderful place called the library. Now, I don't know if you know this, the books in the library, what they like to do is they like to get checked out, taken home and read by you. But the books that don't get checked out, well, they get a little sad and lonely. And so when the library is closed, they like to have a little book race on the bookshelf. Now, you could be one of the books in the Great Book Race. You can either be green, yellow, blue, or red. What color would you like to be?
Red.
Red. Okay. That means you're going to be red, which means you're going to be competing against green and yellow and blue. Now, we want this to be totally fair. I actually have here some cards, as you can. I'll show them to you. Let me just get them here. Hold on one second. And here they are. These are the cards, and you can actually see these are the cards. I'll show them to you. There they are, all different, they kind of go all about. You can see all the different colors there. And you know what I'm going to do? We're going to try something. I'm just going to kind of just give this a little bit of a mix up like so. And we want this to be totally well shuffled. But you chose red. You could have been any color. And again, these are all mixed up, as you can see. But what I'm going to do is we're going to try a little competition. What's going to happen is I'm going to draw book colors in the order they've been shuffled. And they're going to move one spot to the right. And whoever ends up getting to the finish line will be the winner of the Great Book Race. Now, here's the deal. If red wins, if you win, I worked it out with your school. This summer, you guys will get to have a summer vacation. Okay? Yeah. But if one of these books wins, no summer vacation next summer, okay? You guys are going to work straight through the entire summer, okay? So I know you're going to be cheering for red. Everyone's cheering for red. Well, I think we need some music to get us all excited and pumped up. Now, I am from the Philadelphia area, and if you ask me, I think this song is pretty good. There we go. Okay, here we go. In the order they've been shuffled. First one out of the gate, yellow. Yellow is the first one out of the gate. That's okay. There's still time. There's still time. Let's see what's next. Check it out. Red. Very nice. You are tied for first place. That's pretty good. All right, let's see. Ooh, green. Green. All right, I'm starting to get a little nervous. All right, let's see what's next. Blue. Okay, it's like all tied up. It's like all tied up. Come on, we need red. Green. Green. I want you to have that summer vacation next summer. Come on, let's see. Yellow. Yellow. All right, that's all right. That's okay. Come on. We are hoping for red. Check it out. There we go. Yes, you are tied for first place. Thanks. All right, come on. We need another red. Blue. This is crazy. It's like all tied up again. Come on, guys. I want you to have that summer vacation when the summer comes. Green. I'm sorry. I don't know how to tell you this. One more green and no summer vacation. Yes, there we go. All right. All we need is one more red. No more green. No more green. Yellow. Yellow. All right. I'm like totally freaking out here. Come on. Blue. Blue. Okay. I don't know how to tell you this, but it's all tied up. Whichever one is next will be the winner of the Great Book Race. I'll check. Let me see. You're not gonna believe it. It is red. You won the Great Book Race. Can we give my helper a really big round of applause? You did awesome. Now, here's the thing. We just had a great book race, but I'm sending all of you on a mission, and that is to have your own book race. That is to make sure you are reading each and every night. In fact, I know your teachers tell you there's a length of time you should be reading every night. Am I right? Well, I want you to promise your school that you are going to read that long and even longer. In fact, I need you to take an oath with me. Everyone raise your right hand. Go ahead and repeat after me. I state your name. No, I didn't mean state your name. Never mind. Promise to read every night. And I promise to go to the library and explore all the books. And I promise to stop picking my nose. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in with COVID and all. But anyway, it has been so great to share with you these two shows. And again, just like all of my shows, these shows are also available in person and virtually. So super excited to either be bringing this show to your school one way or the other. And again, if you have any questions, you know where to go. You know who to ask. And I will see you guys again in a little bit. So I will turn things back over to you, Whitney.
Outstanding work. Thank you so much, Brian. Next up, we have certified science teacher Michelle White with Crystal Clear Science for grades K to 8, available in person and online. Crystal Clear Science is no gimmicks, just science. Michelle makes real science really fun. She includes a number of and a variety of demonstrations and opportunities for audience interaction to keep kids involved and engaged. So take it away, Michelle.
Excellent. Well, hello. I am Crystal Clear. I go by Crystal Clear when I'm out teaching the kids and learners of all ages. And I'm here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I so enjoyed watching the other performers. Such great talent out there, and I'm grateful to Academic Entertainment for putting this together. My style, I have several shows to offer, but the truth is, when I get a show booked, like I just had some booked for October, and I ask them what grade will be present, I'm not just making small talk. Soon as I get the answer, I'm going to the Pennsylvania 5th grade standards and making sure that I'm going to hand choose experiments that will enhance what they're learning about changes of state or properties of matter or whatever, because I know those teachers don't always have the supplies they need or the time to prepare the experiments themselves. So this is my first ever showcase and my first year being a movie star. So forgive all the mistakes I make. My brand is adorkable, and I'm now comfortable with that. So I'm just going to show you real quick what I've come to realize is that so much of what I do is perfect for live virtual because all the kids want to be right up at my table seeing what's going on. I'm going to hopefully, very quickly, show you molten metal. Kids learn about freezing and melting, but of course it's always ice and chocolate and ice cream and snow. But this is something I'll do in assembly, and I'll, obviously the kids can't see this, but they can learn that liquids take the shape of their container. They have more energy. They can move and flow. So it's been a surprising good opportunity to be able to teach virtually. One of the experiments, a lot of people would probably be glad not to be in person for this one, because I also obviously connect math to what I'm teaching. I'm over here. And so this is a much longer demonstration where kids are asked to predict what will break a balloon more quickly, 25 nails or 1 nail. By the way, this is the first time I've done it on video. Bad idea. And I'm just going to go to the 1 nail first. And they learn that pressure is equal to force divided by area. And I would be talking to them about matter being what everything is made out of. And the amount of matter is mass. Oh my. And if this doesn't break, then I will have some homework. There's one more little one. See, that's the fun part when I act like a big knuckle. I believe no equipment is broken, so yay for that. But fun things like that to keep them going. Again, properties of matter and states of matter are very much of everybody's curriculum. So something I'll do, if it's appropriate, is I will bring in some dry ice, which of course the kids would never get near, but I would help them understand about what they see here. This is actually the water vapor that's condensing around the dry ice. And again, I'm going to skip all the safety talk about never putting dry ice in a sealed container, which I just gave the talk, so see. Anyway, here it's coming up, this end now, this water vapor is going to build up. And then I will take, I'm sorry, I had a bunch of shows today, so I had like no time to get ready, but I'm so grateful for that, of course. And so now we've got this carbon dioxide coming out. Nope, it's water vapor coming out. And I'm going to try to put a bubble. Now, if I'm in your school, I'm going to have a whole bunch of kids in line wanting their turn. We can call these ghost bubbles if it's the right time of year. Now, if you're of a certain age, remember the bad old days when we would make bubbles using cigarette smoke. Well, thank goodness we don't do that anymore. But, oh my, you guys must be lucky charms. That worked pretty well. Right, let me put this back down. Every program I teach, this is going to do what it's supposed to do. One moment. All right, sorry for this. Yay, here I am. So every program I teach has to do with energy because it's covered in every grade level. And one great thing to teach kids is about how electricity is generated, because we all know the troubles we're suffering because of our use of electricity and fossil fuels. So I can show them up close a generator. There's another type I show them. And it's simply either copper, magnets, and motion. Those are the 3 things required in order to generate electricity, not counting solar. And so then we'll learn about how switches work, because in 4th and 5th grade they're learning about circuits and conductors and insulators. And this device called an energy stick has a battery in it, looking the wrong way. And the electricity can't flow unless the circuit is closed. So when I close the circuit, it lights up. But then we can test things, and if I'm doing this virtually, I'll say to the kids, okay, I don't know where you are, but if you have a plastic something by you, like a chair, and something metal, like the leg of your desk, put a hand on each and feel how they feel. And when I ask them how they're different, I'll say, I know the metal feels cold, but it's really not. it's the same temperature, but it's a conductor. And I have the kids do a lot of call and repeat. It's really goofy and a lot of fun. And so then I'll say, okay, well, let's look at these scissors. That's metal and plastic, everyday object. Do you think the electricity can flow through the plastic? If you said no, your hypothesis was right. But can it go through the metal? Come on, it worked before. Now it's not working. But I have other stuff when it would work. But you know, and when stuff like that happens too, okay, here's a different thing. See? Gosh. Then kids get to see, hey, it doesn't work for other people either, so don't freak out. So here's a common binder clip. And again, I'm rushing through a lot and not getting all the content. Am I over yet, Whitney?
You got a couple more minutes.
Okay. Okay, sorry. One of the other things, let me go to the other thing if I can. Yes. One of the other things I just taught myself, and that's one thing about me, and I'd probably say the whole academic entertainment family, is that, well, I should speak for myself. I'm learning so much. Every show is not as good as the last one. It's a little better, because then I had 2 hours homework afterwards when I thought, oh, could I maybe do a laser? It's like, well, if you redo your entire studio so you could turn off the lights without turning off the computer. So I'm going to try to do that now. Say a little prayer for me. So lights off. Oh, I look better already. So I could teach the kids about light energy. I can show them this laser light and explain how it's different than white light. It can't be separated into Roy G. Biv. But isn't it interesting that we can see the green dot? You see the laser pointer in my hand, but we can't see anything in between. Is there anything in between? Yeah, but that makes you wonder, well, how come I can't see it? We can't see anything unless light bounces off, reflects off of it back into my eye. So if I put this mist in the air, kids can learn that light travels in straight lines, that we can't see something unless light's reflected into our eyes. I can use, oh, it's my lucky day. I found something in the dark. And I can even use the laser to teach them about fiber optics and how we're now using glass wires, if you will, and lasers to transmit data instead of electricity and copper because it's safer. One more quick thing. It may or may not work. I've had a lot of luck already, so I know something's about to go wrong. Something just fell. So here's a plasma globe. Now, where'd it go? Come on. There you go. Stay. Now, I can teach kids the difference between incandescent and fluorescent lights and why we have to be safe with fluorescent lights and not throw them in the garbage because they make light a fundamentally different way. They make light by changing a gas, which is in this, I'm looking at two screens, I'm sorry, in this bulb to a plasma. Look at that. So it's a fundamentally different way of producing light. And the only bad thing about this light is it has pollution problems. So of course, brilliant scientists and engineers have made better lights called LEDs, which sadly I don't have any demonstrations for yet, but I will as soon as I can figure some out. So let's turn the lights back on. I tell every kid that they are already a scientist because ever since they were a baby and they kept dropping everything and their mothers thought they were just trying to drive them crazy, they were testing the world around them. And so every show is different. It's tailored to my audience, and hopefully my enthusiasm is contagious for them. So that's me.
Wonderful, wonderful job. Thank you so much, Michelle. We really appreciate it. So our next fantastic, talented act for this evening, I am very excited to introduce to you Juliet Nieves of Diversity in Dance. Juliet is a gifted dancer, scholar, choreographer, and founded her company, Reaction Dance, in 2014. Juliet joins us from New York City, where she has performed on numerous stages and appeared on television. So go ahead and take it away, Juliet.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to my small apartment in New York City. I am here to tell you about our show called Diversity in Dance. And what's really awesome about this show is we're talking about how hip hop made its way around the world. Something all kids can relate to is hip hop music and dance. And we take it a step further by talking about culture and how it affects all these different cultures all around the world. Some of you guys might have heard of some new people out there called BTS and reggaeton and all these new styles of music, which were all influenced by hip hop. And now we have it all over the world, right? So my show has about five segments to it. It's about different parts of the world, including America, where hip hop started. And then we go to Jamaica, which is actually the pre-origins of hip hop, believe it or not, and continues to inspire hip hop music today through dance hall. Then we talk about reggaeton and Latin America. Shout out to 123 Andrés, because I was vibing to that. And then we go to South Korea for K-pop. I'm sure some of you guys have been hearing about K-pop, BTS, who just did a performance in the UN this weekend. And then we talk about Bollywood hip hop from India. So all these things, we talk about a little bit of history in each of these 5 segments. Then I do an awesome dance, which I will do for you right now. And then one of my favorite things, and by the way, I do this in person and virtual, and I bring another dancer with me, either virtually or in person, depending on how you want me to come. And we teach the kids a small segment of each of these styles of dance, excluding the first one, because then we'd be here forever, right? So what's really cool is when we teach the kids a style of dance, and sometimes we even get some teachers on the stage, which is really fun, is that it builds confidence. It builds confidence in the kids to try something out that they haven't before, or maybe it is something they love to do and they get to shine for that one moment. And in our virtual setting like this, we spotlight. So usually there'd be a next camera showing a kid dancing next to me after we did a portion of it. And I think one of my favorite messages I got during one of these shows is after spotlighting a shy dance kid, is that her brother, who was watching right next to her, said to us, "Thank you so much for picking my sister to dance with you, because she was really shy and she thought she couldn't do it, but you told her she could." So that's another part of dance. So not only are we talking about diversity and inclusion through something kids can understand, which is music and dance, we can also give confidence, self-confidence through dance. So without further ado, I'm finally going to dance to a song, to Pa la Cultura, which is about unity of all different cultures, and it's a reggaeton dance. So I hope you guys enjoy this.
Pa la cultura, 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 pa la cultura, cultura, cultura.
Sofía, pa la cultura, tengo la cura, bailo lo que me dura. Como soy mexicana, igual hasta mañana, toda la semana, a estas alturas.
Pa la cultura, esa figura es una escultura. Yo vengo de España con sabrosura, dándole caña a esa cintura. Que siento que esta noche yo voy a dejarte sin aliento, con sentimiento. Pa la cultura, 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 pa la cultura, cultura, cultura.
Todos somos igual aquí. You see what you wanna see. Okay. Todo el mundo brincando. This is the place to be. Pa la cultura. Que el ritmo no pare. Dale como dale, don dale. Yo tengo la cura para todos los males. Mueve la cintura y no pare.
Se activa la rumba, manos al aire. Que suena todos los latinos, quiero que griten. Que tenemos sangre de guerrero, de PR para el mundo entero. Que estamos en alta y no hay quien nos baje.
Pa' la cultura, pa' la raza, como decía Blanco, tira el otro paso, avanza. Esta es la música que suena y no te cansa. Dale mamacita y ponte pa' la danza. Báilalo tú, tra, tra, bucutú. No le bajes ni dos, esa es la actitud. Báilalo tú, tra, tra, bucutú. No le bajes ni dos, esa es la actitud.
Pa' la cultura, 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 pa' la cultura, cultura, cultura.
And that is only one of the songs that we dance to. typically right after that moment, I would get some kids on the stage, or we'd have everyone stand up with us, and we would teach a very short little section of that dance to learn something completely new. And what's really cool is, again, that we teach all different styles of dance under the umbrella of hip hop, from K-pop to Bollywood hip hop to all those different things. And what's really fun is that by the end of the whole entire show, we do a fun little survey, and I ask kids, what's your favorite song? What was your favorite performance? What was your favorite thing to dance to? And it's oftentimes not even the hip hop. We do the plain old hip hop, and they see these 4 other types of dances, and at the end it's like, oh, K-pop's their favorite, or Bollywood hip hop's their favorite. And what's really cool is that they get exposed to something new, and immediately they connect with it, which is super awesome and amazing. So I hope you guys can have me and my group come to you, or us come in this virtual space, because we can do that too. And I hope we can dance for you guys sometime soon. Thanks so much, Whitney and Academic Entertainment, for having me today.
Wonderful job, Juliet. Thank you so very much. Now we are going to go back to Brian Richards. This time, Brian is going to share with you more information about his health, nutrition, and fitness assemblies. The bFit show is available in person and virtually, and the Magic of 5 a Day is available in person. So let's give Brian another virtual round of applause.
Oh, so great to be back. And you know what? I just want you to know that as I am sharing with you my shows and hopefully getting you to want to book my show for your school, I'm not going to resort to any cheap tricks to try to win you over. Like, for example, I'm not going to show you this cute dog of mine. That would be wrong. Anyway, so I'm super excited though to be with you guys. And you know what? I have to tell you, I believe it's important that we take really good care of our bodies. There's 2 ways that we especially take really good care of our bodies. One way, of course, is by exercising every day. And the other way, of course, is by making sure that we put food that's really good for us into our bodies. But before we go on any further, I have to tell you, I just bought a brand new magic wand. If you'd like to see it, give me a thumbs up. Would you like to see it? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Well, I paid a lot of money for this wand because it's guaranteed not to break. You never. That's not good. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. Anyway, you never want your wand to break. All right. I think I paid too much money for this wand, but anyway, you know, one thing's for sure, we don't want our bodies to break just like this wand broke, right? We want to take really good care of our bodies. And like I said a moment ago, one of the best ways we could do that is by putting the right kind of food into our bodies. And of course, by making sure we exercise every day. Now, let's talk first of all about getting the right kind of food. We talk about the 5 healthy food groups, right? You may remember category number 1 is what? Do you remember what it is? Dairy, right? If you can get dairy, like, you know, milk, cheese, yogurt, that sort of thing. Then category number 2, do you remember what that is? Category 2, of course, is whole grains, kind of breads and cereals that are really good for you. Then, of course, if you point to your middle finger, this one would be protein. That's the stuff that makes your muscles big and strong, like mine. What are you laughing at? And then, of course, the last 2, if you ask me, are the most important of them all. One of them is fruits, and the other one is vegetables. Now, throughout the show, we talk about the different colors of fruits and veggies and how they're good for different parts of our bodies. But today, I want to talk a little bit about exercise. You know, doctors say we need to get 1 hour of exercise every day. Did you know that? Now, the good news is you don't have to get that 1 hour all at once. It can be broken up throughout the day, which means you can get a half hour of exercise in the morning, a half hour of exercise in the afternoon. And if you've gotten 1 hour or more, you are doing pretty good. But you know what? We're not going to talk about exercise because talking about exercise is not really exercise. Today, we're going to do a little workout that was designed by my very good friend, Beyonce. Now, really, we're like this. I'm the guy over here. But seriously, she actually wrote a song for you to do this workout too. In fact, I'm going to have you right where you guys are, stand where you are, because we're going to do a little workout that, like I said, was designed by Beyonce. Now, before we get started, everyone, I want you to do this. Everyone, we're going to go through the lessons really quick, and then we'll do it with her song. Are you ready? Lesson number 1 is running in place. Everyone run in place. Go ahead, run in place. Very good, very good. Lesson number 2 is a shuffle to the right and a shuffle to the left. All you're doing is stepping right and stepping left. Then lesson number 3 is the Dougie. That's where you have an invisible steering wheel in your hand. And as you shuffle to the right, you turn the wheel. And as you shuffle to the left, you turn it back. When you're doing that move, you're giving your spine a little twist and you're doing the Dougie. Lesson number 4 is jump rope with invisible jump rope. Go ahead. Let me see you do that jump rope. Excellent. All right. And stop. Lesson number 5 is a silly move. You go 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Good. Lesson number 6 is where you have your hands to your knees, and you're going to jump in the air as you grunt like a football player, like this. Hoo! Hoo! Right? And then finally, of course, the last one is where you snap your fingers and you're cooling off, just like that. Just act like you're cool. Even if you don't know how to snap your fingers, just look like you're snapping your fingers. That's how we're going to cool down. All right. Well, you know what? I think it is time for us to begin. Are you guys ready? Well, let's begin. We need the song. Are you guys ready? We're going to start off. Everyone get like this. We're going to start off with a clapping action in the 4 corners in a Z formation. Ready? Here we go. All right. Remember lesson number 1? We're going to run in place. Are you guys ready? Run in place. Right now. Go ahead. There you go. Excellent. Now we're going to go from this to the next one. We're going to shuffle left. We're going to shuffle right. Okay? So I'll do it this way. Shuffle to the left. Shuffle to the right. Shuffle to the left. Shuffle to the right. Good. Now, don't forget to get the Dougie out. Get that steering wheel. Ready? Turn the wheel. Turn the wheel. Turn the wheel. Turn the wheel. Lesson 4, we're going to do jump rope with a little while. Give our hearts a workout. Ready? Here we go. Jump rope. Excellent. Keep it up. Don't stop. Keep doing it. Excellent. Keep going. You're fantastic. All right. Now here, I got to tell you, I'm from New Jersey. And we're going to add a little New Jersey. Are you ready? Jersey fist pump. I didn't tell you about this. So you guys ready? Here we go. Ready? Now, go. First arm. Second arm. First arm. Yes. You all look like you're from New Jersey. Very nice. Okay. You're making me feel at home. All right. Here's that silly dance. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Ready? All right. Actually, we're going to take shovels. We're going to dig and toss. I left that out. Ready? Here we go. Dig. Toss. Dig. Toss. All right. Get down like a football player. We're going to jump in the air as we grunt like a football player, guys. Ready? Here we go. Whoo. 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 Now you're cooling off. That's not long enough. We got to get a little longer so we get close to that 1 hour. So let's run in place right now. Here we go. Run. You're doing a great job. Now we're going to slow it down a little bit because I know we're just about out of time. So go to a slower jog. Slower jog. Yeah, start cooling off. Start cooling off. Start cooling off. And you need to give yourselves a really big round of applause. You did fantastic. Now, if you put your hand on your chest, you probably will feel your heartbeat beating. That's good. You know, that means you got what's called vigorous exercise. And that's the thing. When you're getting exercise, you need to have the kind of exercise, gets your heart beating faster, kind of makes you more sweaty, makes you more stinky. Yes, that's true too. But here's the thing. It's so important that you get that 1 hour of exercise every day, whether it's playing basketball, riding your bike, whatever it is. At the end of every day, you add it up. If you've gotten 1 hour or more, you are doing pretty good. Well, that's the bFit show, and also the magic of 5 a day, available in person and of course, virtually as well. The bFit show is available as well virtually. So anyway, I'll turn things back over to you, Whitney. Thank you again, as always.
So much, Brian. That was, of course, outstanding. I love the fist pump. Next up is our virtual physics experience with Mike Randall. The physics experience is based on a popular traveling presentation from the physics department at the University of Wisconsin in Madison that has entertained and educated tens of thousands of people. With the new virtual world, your students now have a chance to interact with a real scientist and experience physics like never before. So take it away, Mike.
Thanks, Whitney. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my new studio. My name's Mike Randall. Oops, all my lights didn't come on. There we go. My name's Mike Randall. Welcome to the physics experience. As Whitney said, I used to run the Wonders of Physics program at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I am a physicist. I'm a former rocket scientist. I love science. I have been doing science since I was a little kid when my dad got me started on it. And my goal in doing these shows is to leave your kids empowered, engaged, curious, and delighted about their world. Your kids are all physicists. We're all physicists. Everything we do is physics. So the more we learn about our worlds, the more power we have in our world, the more things we can do, and the more fun we have. And that's what I really want to leave them with. Because if kids think that science is fun, that's going to make your jobs as teachers a whole lot easier. So let me give you a quick tour around the place. I've upgraded my studio, so now I actually have an automated camera. You already got a close-up view of my my plasma ball, but I've got different things around the room. I've got high voltage electricity with a Jacob's ladder. So we get to talk a little bit about that, about electricity, and also about heat energy. Think about what makes that arc rise over and over again. I have we talk a little bit about Newton's laws, and I use ordinary playground equipment like balls to have kids learn about Newton's 3 laws of motion. I also have a lovely hovercraft that was designed for kids to ride on, but now in a virtual environment. This is my wife's contribution. She added her favorite basket of stuffed animals to that, just to show people, just to have something fun for that. And to make the hovercraft work properly, if you don't have enough weight on it, it doesn't work quite right. But we use this hovercraft to talk about things like friction and how a little bit of force can lift things that are very heavy, and it makes that nasty friction just go away. I've got other demonstrations over here for high voltage electricity. We'll talk more about that. I have liquid nitrogen, which is some of my favorite stuff to play with. So liquid nitrogen is really fun stuff. 321 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, minus 196 Celsius, 77 on something called the Kelvin scale, which means it's really dangerous. And in the shows we talk more about the safety rules for this. And what I like to tell people is that, if you want to play with this stuff, because a lot of what I do in the show is dangerous, if you want to do this, go to college. That's where I learned how to do it all. You go to college, you learn some science, and you can do some really fun, amazing things in the world safely and correctly, like this. That was 321 degrees below 0. I just stuck my finger in it, and I'm fine, because I know the science behind that. And I also use liquid nitrogen, of course, to talk about heat energy. Heat energy, a lot of people, including a lot of adults, don't really understand heat energy. All it is really, first of all, we talk a lot about atoms. Everything's made out of little tiny things called atoms. And those atoms are constantly moving. So that movement, and by the way, movement is a type of energy. That movement energy of atoms and little clumps of atoms we call molecules, that is what we know as heat energy. That's all heat energy is. The faster the atoms or the molecules are jiggling around in something, we would call that hot. If they're moving fast, if they're moving slow, we'd call it cold. So knowing that, if I take this balloon and stick it with liquid nitrogen, what do you think is going to happen? Let's find out. Let's do an experiment, shall we? No, it didn't pop. Most kids think it's going to pop. Didn't pop. In fact, it's not really doing much of anything. Keep your eyes on this balloon, though. You notice anything changing? It's shrinking. We're taking heat energy away from the little atoms in this side of this balloon. Those air atoms are now moving very slowly, which means they're not running into the insides of the balloon as hard. That means the pressure inside the balloon is dropping. If we take enough heat energy away, we'll get down to this weird-looking thing. but all the air's still in there. And there's plenty of heat energy out here in the air in the room. So as the heat energy from the room goes back into the balloon, the air atoms inside the balloon start moving faster and faster. And they start running into the walls of the balloon harder and harder. The pressure goes back up. Pretty soon, the balloon is right back to normal, like nothing ever happened. Whoop, and there it goes. Woo! Oh, it's showing off tonight. Woo! So there's a lot of demonstrations I do with that, including I have a cannon that I use the liquid nitrogen to fire a ball out of or fire a cork out of a cannon. Stuff looks just like water. Don't drink it. There's your free tip for the evening. Don't drink it. It's very bad for you. But I'm going to put it in this. This is not an ordinary container. You would never put liquid nitrogen. You might have learned that earlier about dry ice too. You never put liquid nitrogen or dry ice into a sealed container unless it's a very special sealed container. This is called a dewar. That'll work fine. All right, I also have things. I have an air cannon that I use to demonstrate potential versus kinetic energy. I have lasers. It's one of my favorite demos to do. So we can talk a little bit about laser safety as well. And for that, I'm going to actually bring in a special camera because this is one I'm going to turn the lights off for. And my big fancy camera, as much as I like it, it doesn't do really great with low light conditions, but this camera does. Let me turn the lights off. I have 3 different lasers that I use in my shows. I have a super bright green laser, I have a red laser, and I have kind of a wimpy purple laser. I also have a big glow-in-the-dark screen. That's no ordinary screen that you saw earlier. It glows in the dark. Well, we all know from playing with glow-in-the-dark stuff that to make it glow, you've got to shine light on it. In fact, if Sir Isaac Newton were here, he's widely regarded as the father of physics. He came up with a lot of ideas about how the world works, including light. He would have said this super bright laser should make that screen glow immediately. Except it didn't do anything. Well, maybe it's not bright enough. Let's try my really bright green laser. Do you see any glowing? Well, the only one I got left is this wimpy purple laser. Shall we try that out? Self-portrait, glasses, beard, eyebrows, nose hair. Yeah, I'm not an artist like some of the other presenters. But why? Why will this blue laser make these beautiful green glowing lines and my green laser and my red laser do nothing? You know what? It took another one of my favorite scientists to explain that. That would be Albert Einstein, one of the smartest people that's ever lived. He said it's not about how bright the light is, it's about how much energy is in the light. It turns out that purple light like this has more energy than green light. Green light has more energy than red. So what we see as different colors is really different amounts of energy in the light. And because they figured that out kind of recently, it's referred to as an example of modern physics. And we go into that a little bit more. Let me switch back over to my other main camera. Oops. Let me turn on my camera. There we go. Wendy, how am I doing for time?
Not doing too bad. You got about a minute or two.
All right. Well, I said I'm a rocket scientist, so I might as well show you a rocket, right? So, oops, wrong one. This is my example of a rocket. Ooh. Zzz. Actually, what this is a Van de Graaff generator. It makes high voltage electricity. Kind of the same way as you rubbing your feet on the carpet. Anyway, that high voltage electricity is traveling through these wires and to little points on the back of each of these little rockets. It actually turns the air there into something called a plasma. And the plasma goes one way and the rocket goes the other way. That would be Newton's third law of motion. Not very impressive, but NASA's already using this idea to make rocket ships that fly around our solar system because these guys can run for days, months, years on fuel before they run out of their fuel, before they use it all up. As opposed to, I used to work on the space shuttle main engines. I really did. The Space Shuttle main engines are pound for pound the most powerful machines ever built by man. Yeah, they got one little problem. They run out of fuel in about 8 minutes. So they got to get all their pushing done at once. These guys can just, it adds up and adds it up and adds up. If we develop this type of rocket enough, it could mean going to Mars in 40 days instead of a full year. All right, and there's no way I'm going to get to everything here, and that's okay. I never do it in any of my shows. I've always got plenty to do, and I'm happy to tailor my shows to suit your students. The other thing that's great about my shows is that my main goal, I mean, they're going to learn some physics in my shows, but my main goal is to create that context of learning. I want kids to look at science, instead of looking at it like, oh, it's hard, it's boring, it has nothing to do with my life, it's only for those nerds over there. No. Physics can be fun, it's exciting, it's challenging, it's relevant to everything you do, and you're already a genius at it. You're already really good at it. So kids don't all have to go out and become rocket scientists, but they could, maybe they could use it in sports, whatever they like, sports or music or cooking or breakdancing. I've actually done specific shows on all those topics, so I know what I'm talking about. But mainly, I want kids to leave having a good time. So I hope you guys had fun with me today. I always have fun talking to people out in the world. And if you like what you see, please invite me to come and do a show for your students. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mike. That was awesome. Next up, before we have our Q&A this evening, you guessed it, we are back with Brian Richards, and this time he's talking about his funny magic show. It is available for K through 6 in person and virtually. So if you're looking for a little more fun and a little less traditional learning, the Funny Magic Show is it. Take it away, Brian.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, once again, it's great to be back with all of you. Well, you know what? Actually, I think it's time to do a little bit more magic. I actually have here a couple pieces of rope. You'll notice one is big. I'll step back so you can see. One is big. One is kind of like a medium size, and one is small. And you know, whenever you have something small, medium, and big, they're never the same size. Okay, that's kind of dumb, I know. But anyway, we're going to try a little something. Again, small, medium, and big. We're going to see if we can make these the same length, okay? So what I'm going to do is I am going to bring this guy up like so. We're going to bring this end up like so, this end up like so. And in order for us to make them the same length, I need all of you on the count of 3 to say my favorite magic words, which are hocus pocus, chicken bones chocus. What are you laughing at? Those are like really serious magic words, okay? So on the count of 3, you're going to say hocus pocus, chicken bones, chocus. Seriously, I don't understand why you guys are laughing. Those are like serious magic words. Okay, on the count of 3, hocus pocus, chicken bones, chocus. Ready? 1, 2. I'm serious. You all have to say the magic words, because if you don't, this isn't going to work, okay? So I need you all to hocus pocus, chicken bones, chocus. Ready? 1, 2. 3 days ago, I was doing this at another school, and there were some kids that didn't say it. Kind of messed the whole trick up. So I'm totally relying on you guys to say hocus pocus, chicken bones chocus. Okay? All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2. I'm serious. Don't mess with me. I need you guys to say the magic words. Okay. Hocus pocus, chicken bones chocus. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hocus pocus, chicken bones chocus. Ooh, check it out. Look what you did. You actually took those 3 different lengths, made them the same. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3 ropes, the same length. Can you give yourselves a really big round of applause? You did awesome. But you know what? I have to do a show actually tomorrow. Totally different school. I'll make them different lengths again. Going to bring them all up like so. This time on the count of 3, I want you to say those very boring magic words, which are abracadabra. I know, kind of boring. But on the count of 3, abracadabra. Ready? 1, 2. Seriously, you all have to say okay, I'm just saying. Okay, on the count of 3, hocus pocus, abracadabra. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Abracadabra. Ooh, check it out. Look, we have a small one once again, medium size, and a big piece. Give yourselves another really big round of applause. You did great. Oh, by the way, I think now would be a great time to get another helper. If you can turn your video on, it just helps me to know if we have a possible helper. I thought I saw some people, but I saw their video went off, and that's okay. But you know what? I'm going to go back. I guess I'll go back to Liz Dunn, and I forget. I'll ask you to unmute yourself. But remind me again, what is your name? It's Peyton, right? Is that right, Peyton? Okay. Well, you know what? We're going to have a little competition between me and you, okay? We're going to play a little game. I actually have here some cards. They have different animals and critters on them, and we're going to have a competition about who can make the sounds of the animals or the critters, okay? So I'll start. Let's see. First one. Ooh, I got a B, so I get to do it. Okay, so bzz. That's pretty good, right? That's a pretty good B. Bzz. I mean, that's like a professional B sound, right? All right. So now it is your turn. Are you ready, Peyton? Can I hear you? Let me hear you talk.
Buzz.
Oh, okay. Well, that was mine. You get the next one. Let's see which one you get. Oh, you have to make the sound of a ladybug. Ladybug. No? Okay. All right. Well, I'm winning 1-0. I don't want to brag. All right, my turn. I get to make the sound of a cow. Moo. That's pretty good. All right. Now it's your turn, Peyton. You have to make the sound of a hedgehog. Hedgehog. All right, I'm winning 2-0. Okay, all right. I don't want to brag. All right, my turn. Let's see. Oh, I have to make the sound of a dog. Woof, woof. That's pretty good, right? Yeah, my dog likes that one. All right, now it's your turn. You have to make the sound of a yak. Yak. Yeah. But you're not making. I don't think a yak sounds like laughter, but that's okay. You know what? Tell you what. We'll change up the game. Tell you what, I actually have in this bag a prediction. There is actually a stuffed animal in here, but I didn't tell you this. There's 2 of every animal and critter in this deck of cards. So here's what I want you to do. If you get a perfect match and it matches the stuffed animal in here, that would be pretty amazing. And we are going to owe Peyton a really big round of applause. Okay. So Peyton, I want you to say stop whenever you want. Go ahead.
Stop.
Okay. You stopped at what? A giraffe, right? A giraffe. All right, now if you could stop at the second giraffe, and it's a perfect match, and in here's a giraffe, that's going to be pretty amazing. All right, so go ahead, say stop again, Peyton.
Stop.
Right there. All right, check it out, Peyton. You got a perfect match. Oh, that's not good. Well, we got a zebra, and we got a giraffe. Well, let me ask you this, Peyton. If in this bag is either a giraffe or a zebra, that would be pretty amazing, right? That would still be pretty impressive. So check it out. Let's look. Ooh, Peyton, I can't believe it. Check it out. Inside the bag is... Okay, that is the weirdest stuffed animal I've ever seen in my entire life. It's part zebra and part giraffe. But wait a minute. If this is the head of the giraffe and this is the head of the zebra, where's their... Oh, no. Let me check. Oh, no. Peyton, you're not going to believe it. We actually have Siamese butts as well. That is the craziest trick I have ever seen in my entire life. But you know what, Peyton? You did a great job. Can we give Peyton a really big round of applause? Thank you so much. And you know what? I'm going to get one more helper. And I see it looks like Yesenia Plock. I'll have to unmute you. What is your name?
Sydney.
What is it?
Sydney.
Okay. Well, you know what? You're going to actually make me money because, you know, here's the thing. This is kind of getting to the end of all of this. And it's really, I need you to pay me for the show. So that was really nice of you to volunteer. You didn't know you were volunteering for. No, actually, seriously, you may not know this. You actually have money. It's behind your ear. You may have had an uncle show you. It's invisible, but if you throw it in the air, you might catch it. Did you see that? Check it out. Look what's in here. Check this out. Oh, there it is. See? Money. Yeah. Now, you may not know this, but if you could actually sometimes pull it out, you know, from there, or actually sometimes it's in your nose. That's disgusting. But okay, now you're going to actually throw me some money. Reach behind your ear. Go ahead, Sydney. And pull an invisible coin out. You're going to throw it towards the screen on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo. Wow. Check it out. That's pretty good. Now, reach behind your other ear. Reach behind your other ear. Now, pull an invisible coin out. Throw it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo. Ooh, boom. Yes, there it is. And oh, you again, reach behind it. No, that's disgusting. Now go ahead, reach in your nose, reach in your nose. That's disgusting. Don't do that. Now throw it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, boom. Check it out. Look at that. Look at that. And you know what? You did a fantastic job. I appreciate you paying me for the show. That was really nice of you. Can we give her a really big round of applause? Great job, Sydney. Thank you so much for your help in the show as well. Well, if you want something fun, whether it's during the day or whether, of course, evening, like a family night, or if you want to do a fundraiser or something like that with your school PTA, I can do this show in person, of course, or of course, virtually as well. And last year and this year, you have to admit, the kids need to laugh. And that's what this show is especially about. It's about making them laugh with magic and comedy and puppets and all kinds of good stuff. So that is it for me. I turn things back over to you, Whitney. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Brian. And thank you again all so much to our fantastic presenters this evening. And again, thank you to our participants. We could not have a showcase without you. Now we will open it up for our Q&A. So if you have questions, you can type them in the chat. You can raise your virtual hand. You could unmute yourself and chime in. I also encourage you to comment on the differences. If you were here last year or saw the Showcase 1 video on our website, the differences between this year and last year. Did you like the 2-night kind of a format? Did you like the evening versus the daytime? Did you like the meeting better than the webinar? And so go ahead. Okay, I hear from Liz, 2 nights is great. I love to hear that. Thank you so much, Liz. We're trying something new. And every year, I mean, there's always, as you saw tonight with my issue with the Art of Inspiration, there are always new challenges with every reiteration that we do of this event. But of course, we will continue to do it year after year. And I'm glad, Liz, thank you so much that the evening worked for you too. And I always say that if we can make new mistakes, we're doing great. And Yesenia said, thank you to all the presenters. Thank you so much, Yesenia. And the next question was from Tanya. I had a scheduling conflict last night and couldn't see the showcase. Yes, Tuesday night and tonight will be available. We're going to put both of the recordings together and put them onto our website. And anyone that registered, I will make sure to send you a link to that recording. There's another question from Liz. Are they mostly 1-hour shows or can they be done in 30 minutes? Most of our shows are actually about 45 minutes. Some go 50 minutes, some maybe go up to an hour. Some of the presenters can go down to 30 minutes if they need to. We do not usually change the pricing though for shorter programs. Awesome. Thank you, Liz. A big, huge thank you again. Yes, and Brad put in something into the chat. If you want to share the recording link with any other schools or PTA assembly coordinators, you absolutely can. It is not going to be a secret. It is not going to be a paid kind of a thing. This is totally free. We're doing this for you, and we are doing it with the intention of hoping that you will spread the word and tell all of your friends. At Academic Entertainment, our biggest and best form of marketing has always been word of mouth and our returning customers, of which you all, we are very grateful for. I always want to make sure to note that you have seen our fantastic lineup of presenters, and we want to be your one-stop shop. You do not have to go anywhere else because we have the best and the best variety. And thanks, Kimberly, for offering to spread the word. It really does help. Awesome. Any other questions? If there is something that you think of after we log off tonight, you can absolutely always get in touch with us via phone. The 800 number is right here. Our website is academicentertainment.com. And you can also email us, Whitney at Brad at academicentertainment.com. I think info at academicentertainment.com is also another one. And I always say if for some reason we don't answer the phone, leave a voicemail. We will call you back. If you don't get an email back, it probably ended up in a spam folder. And then don't hesitate to try to reach out and call or try again. Awesome. Okay, if there are no additional questions, this will officially conclude our presentation this evening and our overall second annual virtual showcase. Again, please contact us via phone, email, or our website to inquire about pricing and date availability. Thank you again so much, all of you, for coming, and thank you again to our fantastic presenters. And I hope you all have a great evening.